The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules are sold to us as financial fair play, a way to keep clubs from going bust. But there are those who feel it's starting to look a lot like a system that protects the big boys and keeps the rest in their lane. Here's how it works and why people feel that way. So clubs can only lose 105 million quid over 3 years, which sounds fair, but here's the kicker. Your limit includes how much you earn. So if you're one of the traditional top 6, you've got massive global revenue streams and you can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs who've got money like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Want to buy world-class talent? Well, PSR says to them, your owner might have the money, but you're not making enough in shirt sales in Asia for that. The Magpies won their first domestic trophy since 1955, qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what's happened there. Nottingham Forest tried to invest to survive, they did that, but they got punished anyway. Meanwhile, clubs like Spurs, until last season, hadn't won a trophy in over 18 years, but because they rake in cash from the new stadium, they get a much bigger PSR allowance than a newly promoted club who are just trying to stay up. And let's not forget the loopholes these big boys are exploiting. Chelsea found the trick with those long contracts, selling the women's team. City are masters of related party sponsorships. Etihad this, Etisalat that, all within the rules, and fair play to them for capitalising on those opportunities. But what about the smaller clubs? They don't have that luxury. Now look, financial sustainability matters. Nobody wants another Bury or Morecambe situation. But there's increasing concern that rather than levelling the playing field, the current rules cement the existing hierarchy. So what's the solution? Well, either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons while the rest play musical chairs for 7th. And that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Good morning, 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. How are we this morning? talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Gabby alongside me. Gabby, how are you?
I'm very well, Alan. Very, very well. Wow, Daniel Levy, eh?
I know.
That's all I'm hearing.
Brockett Hall yesterday. I was at the big charity bash. A lot of your mates were there, a lot of the Villa fans.
Was they good?
Yeah, where's Gabby? I says, I forget it. He's at the library. He's not coming.
You have a good day, though?
Oh, brilliant day. It was great, honestly.
Raised some good money as well for charity.
I had to leave before the end, yes. So I came home to get my head down, or I couldn't have done today. But they were great people. A lot of them come every year.
Lovely.
A different venue, magnificent. The rooms, the setting, you can't beat it.
Did the weather get better as well?
Yeah, it did.
We
were
better.
lucky.
Lovely.
The Whispering Angel was just, you're meant to stop once there, halfway house. The Bosch must have 6 times. Dino kept diverting.
Dino there.
Just this buggy came out the rough, out the woods, guess another one. Unbelievable. So hopefully we've got enough for today. We'll get another one today.
Yeah, you got another day, haven't you?
Yeah.
Double header.
But just a quick one. Tightlets were brilliant. Liam, the boss there, has just come out of hospital, so hopefully you're fine, Liam. Thank you very much. But all the sponsors, Whispering Angel, all the, it was just so good. Like the Injured Jockeys Fund, people from Newmarket, the Studs, everyone got involved this time. So hopefully 3 charities, we made a load of money.
Yeah.
Birmingham Hospital as well.
Yes, he said, for a great cause,
James
mate.
Will charity, another one, and the Injured Jockeys. So it was great. But the big talk was Daniel Levy, and I thought, is he sold out? Because I'd heard a while ago, and it's only what I'd heard, Qataris had agreed a deal. Nothing signed, but verbal agreement. I thought, he's handed the reins over. But it looks like it's Joe Lewis, who is a Glaswegian, who was he had a big interest in Glasgow Rangers. It looks as if his family have just said, we need a change.
Yeah, but you don't know the full story, do you? Has he walked? Has he been pushed out? I'm still sure, Alan, he owns 30% shares of Spurs as well. So,
but, Gab, they tell me he was first in and last to leave every day in training. That was his whole life.
So as much as he has stepped down as chairman, he still owns 30% of the football club. Yeah, maybe they're looking at selling everything. Everyone's selling up to the Qataris, maybe.
Maybe.
Be interesting.
But look, the new stadium is magnificent.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing for me. I mean, I was listening to talkSPORT, Drive, then Natalie Sawyer was on, and then Jamie, and I think like 60-70% of fans were quite sad that he'd gone. Yeah. Because when you deep down, Alan, yes, he didn't spend the funds and didn't buy any players over £80 million, no big signings, but they've got £1 billion stadium, best stadium in the world, unbelievable. What it generates as well, money for the club with concerts, with events. Their training ground's one of the best in the world as well. So, but Spurs are in a good place, and Daniel Levy should keep his head held high.
Yeah,
what he's done for that football club.
Everyone was talking about it. It's a bit like, well, not as bad, but Celtic. The Celtic board are under pressure at the moment for not allowing
the club stable
more money. But the club is very stable,
exactly,
and they'll probably go on and win the SPL again. The European nights at Celtic Park were magnificent. Yeah. That's not going to be as good, but still in Europe. But that Champions League run last year was just whet the appetite.
I think as well, Al.
But the board, at the end of the day, they have the football club at heart. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's normally when you hear fans about an owner, it's normally like 95%. Get him out, get this chairman out. But I think fans were saying Levy out whenever they had a bad result. A bit of frustration, blame Daniel Levy. But now he has gone after winning the Europa League. You're starting to hear fans come out and say, okay,
I'll find out. I'll find
a great
out a
job.
lot more, Gab. Sunday, I've got a big summer barbecue.
Okay.
Down at Newsells, and the owner of the stud down there is a massive Tottenham fan, and he's one of the sort of vice presidents, so they'll know a lot more than me.
Will you give me a call? Let me know.
Well, not really. No, you have to listen to Wednesday's show. But I'll find out a little bit more about it. But I normally get a little inkling of what's happening, but
nobody knew. But at least we've got some good guests on today that can give us some stories of Daniel Levy, what he was good at, what he wasn't so good at.
Anyway, Daniel's long reign as Spurs chairman is over, immediate effect. talkSPORT understands Daniel's departure was driven by majority club owners, the Lewis family, in the hope of greater sporting success. Levy was appointed in early 2001. By the way, if it is the Lewis family, the kids, they're not young, they're 60s. They're in their 60s, Yeah. So these are they'll be hard-nosed business people as well, like the dad.
You think as well though, his
dad was unbelievable. He made billions.
There's been protests, hasn't there, after games recently about Daniel Levy. Do you reckon it just come to the stage where they've all decided, listen, let's make a change. We want positivity at the club.
Maybe they'll just, I don't know. You never know. Yeah. Something, there could have been an argument, or Daniel himself might have said, look, I'm not enjoying this anymore. You just don't know. It'll come out.
Yes,
but
exactly.
At the moment we don't know. We're guessing, aren't we? So Daniel was appointed in 2001 as overseeing 2 major trophy wins as well as 13 permanent managers. Former Tottenham midfielder Jamie O'Hara came second yesterday. He explained in the sports bar last night why fans don't like him very much.
The problem with Daniel Levy is he's done a great job. You can't get away from the fact in terms of commercially, business, whatever. Like, he's done a great job. But we don't support a business, do we? You don't support a business club.
No, we don't.
You support a football club, and you want to see your team win on the football pitch. And I think the problem you've got with Daniel Levy is there's always a cloud over Tottenham because of him. When things go wrong or it doesn't quite happen, Daniel Levy's to blame, all right? And you've removed that person away from the football club.
Oh, okay, fine. So, okay. So
let's see
So what
what
you're
happens.
telling me, the problem's gone, is it?
No, the problem's not gone, of course. We've got to change the narrative. Got to change the mentality of the identity of the football club.
You can see Jason's face there. Big smirk on his face. He loves it, doesn't he, Cundy?
But he's right, though, Alan. Maybe nothing will change. Spurs fans might think, oh, Daniel Levy's gone now. All right, £100 million signings every summer. Nothing will probably change unless the ownership totally changes.
Well, look at the timing just after the window's shut.
Exactly.
Why didn't do it?
Exactly.
Why didn't
Very
they do
clever.
it, a couple of weeks ago?
Yep.
Right, Tottenham fans, give us a call this morning, 03717 22 3344. Daniel Levy no longer Tottenham chairman. Have you finally got what you want? What do you hope for on changes? Is it all just about loads of money available to buy? It could be a case of careful what you wish for, though. Coming up, we'll see what the back pages are saying about Daniel's departure.
Put your hands up in the club. You just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing. You decided to
It's not a birthday again, is it? Yeah, a bit more of the goat there. Beyonce, but why are we playing it? Well, Jason Cundy, as you can imagine, oh dear, was on the wind-up to Tottenham fans last night. He says Beyonce was up there with his best signings.
to rebuild the brand, right? The London brand and the stadium that he has built and what he has delivered to the Spurs fans. All of that. And then you win a European trophy. You know what the best thing he's ever done for Spurs? This is amazing, right? All of the things he's done. Sign Beyonce.
Oh, here we go, honestly.
Sign Beyonce, mate. Honestly, she turned up, performed. It's the best performance anyone's seen at Spurs Stadium in decades. She delivered the goods. So thank Daniel Levy, Beyonce. Can we get Beyonce on the line? Can we get her?
We're going to ask Beyonce.
Come on, Jamie, fight back for God's sake. Dear, oh dear.
But I like what they've done there, though.
Who?
The money they're making off the boxing that's there, off the concerts.
It's a great stadium, Gab.
Yeah, from a business point of view, Alan. Like, most clubs wouldn't...
By the way, I loved White Hart Lane. Don't
Oh,
get
of
me wrong.
course,
I
playing
loved
there,
playing
yeah. Amazing,
but this is the noise there. Mind you, my oldest granddaughter went with her dad last weekend, and Bournemouth were great. Tottenham were dreadful.
Yeah, dreadful, weren't they?
Dreadful. So I'm not saying that's tipped Daniel over, but she come back. It's amazing that she's the oldest one. She come back. She said, "Oh, terrible." And my middle one was at Portman Road. She loved it. You know, she scored late to get a draw with Derby, didn't they?
But I think a lot of clubs, Alan, wouldn't mind their club having a stadium that's used for other events. Recently, there's been quite a few at Villa Park. Ozzy Osbourne, playing there as well.
Well, you got to.
Got to increase your revenue. Why not?
Tottenham fans, keep them coming. 03717 22 Speaking of music, our biggest competition to date is now live, and we're giving you the chance to win Oasis tickets plus a whopping £25,000. What about that? 2 lucky winners, not one, but 2 of you will win a pair of Oasis tickets when they return to Wembley on September 27th. Plus, that's not all. Alongside the tickets, we're giving you a chance to win 25 grand. For all the details and how you can enter this amazing competition, listen up right now.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Yeah, wonderful. Great competition that is. So from Brocker Hall last night, the Ryder Cup just round the corner. We'll talk to Rupert around 6:32. I'm at Glen Eagles in a couple of weeks as well. Another big charity bash up there. I'm looking forward to that. It's gorgeous part of the world. Gorgeous, absolutely.
Is that one of the top ones?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
United Kingdom.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's look now at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big 3 networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
6:21. I'll let Angelina strap in, get ready, and earpieces and all sorts going on. It's not easy now, is it, coming in here?
It's all going on.
I know.
Kind of.
Business just looked at the front pages again. Oh dear, it's all politics and not good reading. Rayner facing the rap. I don't know what's going to happen there. I really don't. Angelina, what about the back pages? What we got?
Daniel Levy.
Is it really?
We've got Daniel Levy, his name spelled Leavey.
Yeah, leaving.
I like that one. Daniel Levy. In fact, a few have done that. Bit shoddy that. Should have got a bit more creative. But yeah, Levy out. The Daily Mail says the chairman exits after 25 years as Spurs chiefs decide it's time for a change, but the club insist we are not for sale. So when you look at his tenure compared to other owners, You look at the Glazers, the club are in debt, Old Trafford is crumbling down and leaking.
Yeah.
They don't even seem to care. You've got West Ham and David Sullivan. They've made the move to the Olympic Stadium. He's facing a lot of criticism from fans at the moment. With Levy, he ran Spurs like a business, and during that Levy era, Spurs were the most profitable of all Premier League clubs. They made a net profit of £167 million. Most other clubs have turned a loss in those 25 years. So overall, I wanted to ask, what he's done, does it have to be viewed as a positive?
I think a lot of people, probably, when I say a lot of people, a minority would say, well done, Daniel, you've been brilliant. And I've already said before that he's first in the training ground last to leave. He is a workaholic. That was his club. He loved the football club. The training ground, you forgot about the training ground. It's probably the best in the world. So he has done great things off the pitch. But you know what fans are like? It's what they pay their money, they pay their season ticket, and a lot of them can't afford it, but they find it.
Yep.
It's in their blood. They want to see performances on the pitch, and that's what's let Daniel down and Tottenham down.
Yeah, and that's it. And they want to see trophies as well, don't they? But there's an article in the Times, and that breaks down the biggest signing. So the biggest, Xavi Simons for £56.4 million, Dominic Solanke £55.8 million. They never spent more than £60 million on a player. They may have struggled to bring players in because, as we know, they were very, very frugal with the wages.
Yeah.
Do you think that was an issue as well?
Someone said to me the other day, Gab, Tottenham buy really good players, but never buy great players.
Yeah.
They don't go that further, stage on.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Gab?
Yeah, he's definitely right. And even when I used to speak to some of the Spurs lads when I was playing for Aston Villa, they used to say that he tied players up to 6-year deals. And then if you'd done really well after a year or two, he wouldn't give you fresh terms. So he'd have you tied in, and he wouldn't say, okay, you've been player of the season, or you've been unbelievable for me. All right, I'm going to go from £40,000 a week to 70. No.
Well, did you
You're trapped into that 4 more years. I'm not going to give you
never
a
work out in China Whites on a Saturday night. You were on the Dom Perignon. They were just on Bollinger. Did you ever work that one out?
I mean, how would a young Gabby have dealt with Daniel Levy in contract negotiations?
Wouldn't have signed a 6-year deal. Would have signed 4-year deals only. After 2 years, he got to give you a new deal. But that just shows that example of hearing that from players, that how much of a businessman he was. Other clubs, they'd be like, yeah, he's done really well. You deserve new terms. Daniel Levy was like, no. You got 4 years left. Maybe when you get down to 2 years, we'll start looking at a new contract.
So, when we talk about no loyalty in football players now, but there was a spell where Tottenham blew out a lot of their old players who were doing corporate, on a match day and stuff. And they needed the money, by the way. Right? It's not like players today. They needed the money. But it's not just Tottenham have done that. Man U have done it. They used to get vouchers for lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah, with Man United, I mean, they have a charity that helps a lot of players. So I'm talking about players back in the day that didn't earn a lot of money to help pay for people's funerals and things like that. And that has been completely stripped back by Sir Jim and co. and things like that. You are right, because I know a lot of players have come out and spoken about that. But talking about other clubs, do you think other fans will look at it and think, you know what, he's done a good job here?
Listen, I think from a fan's point of view, and you speak to passionate Spurs fans, and everything, the business-wise, outstanding. But as a fan, like me, I want to see my team winning trophies. I want to see when my team's on top, push, go and spend 200 million when your team's close, when your team qualifies for the top 4, which Spurs done 7 times under Daniel Levy's
UEFA Cup and FA Cups and then they go to City, beat City, and then play against Bournemouth, take nothing away from Bournemouth. Bournemouth, ball accounts, were brilliant.
Yeah.
You can't work it out, can you?
Pochettino got into a Champions League final, and then you don't sign a player that summer.
This is it.
It's so confusing to a fan. It's like so many opportunities for Spurs to go, let's go. At one stage, they were neck and neck with Arsenal. Look where Arsenal are now compared to Spurs. So
a lot of people a lot of Arsenal fans are whinging about
they're always whinging.
They're about Arteta and stuff like that. Has he got what it takes to win it? Why are we not winning the Premier? There's no pleasing sometimes. But it's people's lives. It's in their blood.
So think about you, Al. You're a Celtic fan. You're a Man United fan. I'm a Villa fan. Listen, I don't really care about the club's finances and how stable they are. I want to go and watch my team and go to Wembley, win an FA Cup, try and get back into the Champions League, and you want to see your team winning football
You want
matches.
to see success, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what Spurs fans are like. Listen, Daniel Levy, great job. Don't really care about what you've done on the business side. We haven't spent enough on players. We haven't brought a player over.
They've just
60
never
million.
gone to that next level,
exactly.
have they? And I guess you wonder what's going to happen now, because will they attract a huge ownership group? Would they have been able to have done that before Levy took over?
If they
maybe?
put it for sale, guaranteed
Yes.
Qataris or someone
But
would be
the
in that
state
shop.
that they're in now, they maybe wouldn't have been able to have done that before Daniel Levy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to command the money that they could command now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. No, it took us all by surprise. I'm looking forward to Sunday to try and find out really what happened.
Alan's got something on Sunday. You can find
Oh,
out.
you're going to get a bit of gossip.
I've got a big summer barbecue, and it's mainly
September.
Yeah, no, but it's mainly that it's so busy. It's down at a beautiful stud, 1,200 acres, and a lot of Tottenham representation
Lovely.
over there. So I'll find out. But
You send an email.
No, I'm not like that, Gab. If someone wants to tell me, they'll tell me.
You're the worst. There are times I've told you private things and you just gone, Gabby, you got to stop arguing. You got to.
That's
No one's safe. No one is safe.
Don't tell him anything,
No.
Angelina.
No,
Nothing
that's
about your
different.
personal life.
Right, we've got Angelina. Thanks. We're going to talk golf. I can't wait. It's only a few weeks away. Ryder Cup. I give us a big chance. I really, really do. Rupert Bell coming next.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earned 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
You know,
half Scottish. Airdrie.
Exactly. Don't forget, mate. I got Scottish blood.
Yeah, we'll get up
We're
there.
brothers, mate.
A bit of flood of Scotland then on this Friday morning. The mighty Scotland are back in action tonight, taking on Denmark in Copenhagen in a World Cup qualifier. It's not going to be easy, let me tell you.
Not a great record there, Al.
I think we've got to be tight at the back and hopefully nick a goal. You know, we've done it in Paris. We beat France 1-0. It's going to be tough. Scottish football at the moment in Europe, you know, Hibs, Aberdeen, Celtic, Rangers. Oh, poor. I'm just hoping, though, that, you know, these kids coming through can get together. And I'll take a draw right now.
Guess when Scotland last beat Denmark away from home?
Oh, I've no idea.
75.
Is that right? Crikey.
Done well against them at home, but away from home.
The Danes are decent, though, aren't they?
Very good side.
They've always produced real good players, you know, like the Dutch
Eriksen's there, isn't he? They've got some very good players.
Lurby, do you remember him? Søren Lurby and people like that. Jesper Olsen.
Laudrups.
Oh, yeah, they were great. They were
Denmark, wasn't they?
They were great, two of them. Rangers fans would love to see them back, that's for sure, even now. Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald has, of course, announced his team that will take on the USA later this month in New York, earlier this week. And preparations are well underway, starting with the Irish Open. Europe's best, Rory McIlroy, suffered a modest start, just 1 under. He's doing that now at the moment, Rory's having dodgy little starts. Well, Tyrrell Hatton was 2 under. Shane Lowry playing well, finished 3 under. After round 1, the preparation for Ryder Cup later this month begin in Ireland before moving to Wentworth next week, where all 12 European players are expected to play. Wentworth's another, I'm talking about where I was, Brock. Oh, Wentworth's beautiful, by the way. Really nice. Very difficult off the back tees, Gab. If you're not a real good player, forget it. So get a bit more on the golf and the Ryder Cup. Let's cross over to talkSPORT's posh sports correspondent, Rupert Ding Dong Bell. Rupert, a very good morning.
Good morning, Rupert.
Morning, Gabby. I saw you on Sunday. It was a depressing day at Villa, but we'll move on to the golf very quickly.
I know,
Alan, thank you for the invite to Brocket Hall yesterday. Anyway, moving on.
Wow, you didn't invite him, Al?
Rupert's always invited to my golf events. Well, turn up today and I'll get you a game.
I can't. I'm doing a gig with Rory Bremner tonight, but that's another story. But anyway, back to the golf. The preparations are in earnest, and the important thing is next week 11 of the team will be getting together. Sepp Straka has been allowed to miss it because he's got some personal issues to deal with, but he is talking regularly to Luke Donald to make sure that he's got it mentally, will be ready to go when we go to Bethpage at the end of the month. Can't wait to be there. But it is good to see the fact that they're all going to be together next week. It can continue basically feeling like, well, it's just what happened 2 years ago.
Rupert, where is Bethpage, Rupert? What part of New York? Is it New York State or New York itself?
Well, I think it's New York State. I'm staying at JFK, is our media hotel airport, which is about an hour away.
Flushing Meadows, that's out there, JFK.
Yeah. So we're going to be down there. I've never personally been there, but I'm looking forward to it. It is an iconic course. It's a public course, which is the interesting thing, as it's sort of anyone can turn up and play, but you need a few dollars to play it. But it is a fantastically demanding course. But the added factor this year is because it's in New York district, you're going to end up with the raucous New York sports fan. And that is what Luke Donald is being questioned about. Rory was questioned about it in the start of the week when he was saying, right, we've just got to block it all out, and how they're listening to Novak Djokovic, who was in the team room in Italy, and how he deals with being the bad boy when he's playing at Flushing Meadows.
And so Bethpage is Long Island, so you'll be having a few Long Island teas, Rupert. But one person in particular the Yanks really take to is Tommy Fleetwood, who's in great form. And here's one for you. Someone was telling me last night at Brocket Hall, the stat, the first game, whoever wins the singles, the very first match, immediately you go 65% chance of winning the Ryder Cup. Through history,
oh God,
you look through it.
I know who told you that story, because I did go and play in the Coral Golf Day on Wednesday, and I was playing with Dean Saunders, and so he must be he must be boring everybody with that stat, because he bored me with it. He's bored you with it. It's quite a good stat.
That is true. That's brilliant. Yeah. So you've got to get our best out there. Rory's got to go first, or Tommy.
Yeah, well, no, it actually is very interesting the way if winning the first match sets the tone. Winning the first hole. I remember when we were in Detroit, and I think America put out and this is in 2004, put out a star-studded lineup. I think it was Woods and Mickleton, and Montgomery and Harrington were playing, and they won the first hole. And from there on in, the Americans were just playing catch-up. So there is something in that. That's why they always talk about get the early momentum, because it gets the crowd with you, gives the rest of the team confidence. Because if you're playing catch-up, particularly on away soil, it is extremely difficult, because the crowd then get all the momentum, and then you feel like you're in a losing corner. Remember when we were I was last in America in 2016. You always felt the European team were under pressure, trying to claw their way back into the match. So it is so important that from a European point of view, they do get off to a fast start, because that will keep the American crowd subdued, because they won't want to be seeing their team losing, and they'll make even turn on them.
Rupert, what about the Americans? Because I know you know everything, pal, but there's talk that team morale isn't great. They don't like each other. Is this group of players the same?
Well, there are many changes. I think this interesting thing this year is that Keegan Bradley, by not playing, and he could have picked himself, because he would have been a worthy player just on his playing form at present. He's actually saying to his men that he's picked, and the automatic selections, obviously with Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau leading the way, right, I should be playing. You now play for me and prove that you are better than me and you deserve. And it might be a bit of a rallying cry for the team to try and get them united. But lots of them, Patrick Cantley and someone are not necessarily natural team players, and they do find it difficult to come together for a week and sort of put aside sort of their own interests. And that's what we've seen over the years. So hopefully, from a European's perspective, that they can't find that sort of unique thing that the European teams have. So Europe will go united. Geek and Bradley will hoping his team will turn up united.
Yeah, Rupert, what about from United to Villa? At Brockett, used to a lot of Brummies were down there, Villa fans as well. Bit disillusioned with your start. How do you overcome that, Rupert?
Oh, I mean, I don't know about you, Gabby, but Sunday was unedifying. I mean, it was almost shades of our relegation year in terms of the lackluster nature of the performance. We seemed like we've fallen off a cliff, but hopefully the loan signings that we've brought in will just give them a freshen up. We've obviously had some injury problems, but my goodness me, it's been a wretched start.
I think as well, they've got to do something about this transfer window being open while the season starts, because every player might have been up for sale, Rupert. We don't know, because of this financial problems Villa have got with the PSR. Maybe every player's waiting till the transfer window closes and they can't concentrate 100% on their game.
What do we do about Martinez? He's been wanting to go for all the summer. Suddenly he can't go.
Do we know that, though?
Rupert, someone was telling me last night he was almost in tears saying, I don't want to go at the last game of the season.
Yeah, we don't know the truth, do we, Rupert? No. So we can't judge him.
But then he was saying almost, he's been left out of the side on Sunday night because Martin, we talked about him going to Manchester United. Is it time for him to say, well, we've had our time with him, but he's still on the book. So
give him a fair trial, Rupert. You're a harsh man, Rupert. Give him a fair trial.
Well, look, in fact, it's very funny that the crowd was singing that our new goalkeeper is the new world's number one, which I actually thought, which is telling you what the fans think of it.
Yes.
What they've felt they've been hearing. Now, as you say, we don't know the truth of it, but the fans' perception is that he's wanted out. So on that basis,
I've heard two different stories. I've heard that January was Emi Martinez told by the club that, we're going to listen to offers because you're going to create great funds for us with the PSR problems. Then I hear another story that he's wanted to go himself. We don't know the truth. So until someone clarifies that, it's hard to be too hard on Emi when he does come back into the training.
Yeah, stop judging people, Rupert.
I can honestly say the Villa fans, they were all telling me, Martinez, we don't, if he wanted to go to United, they felt that was a bit of an insult.
Rupert, that's the posh brigade in the main stand.
the corporate group.
What about the proper Villa fans, Rupert? You turn up now and again when Villa are doing well.
Gabby, I was down Lower Trinity. Thank you very much. Row C8, and I must admit, I spoke to a lovely woman at the end of my row.
Yeah, there's a shock.
And she was furious having to talk to me, I think, but actually she was absolutely raging. I wish I knew her name at what she saw on Sunday night, and she's a fairly mild-mannered individual, but
you got a number, give her a call.
Anyway, on that, Alan. Well, what I would like, Alan, is a call next year from Michelle to say, Rupert, you're playing, as opposed to mystery finding out from Dean that Alan Brazil's got a 2-day golf.
Every time I ask you, you can't play. I'm too busy. I've got carriage driving. I've got this. I've got that. I've got Burley. I've got I've got the badminton tournament. You never come, so that's why we don't ask you.
Bowls.
Oh, well, I could have come this year and, never mind, Alan. You'll never know. But anyway, I hope you have a lovely second day. Are you playing or are you just sitting at the ninth at the halfway?
I'm looking after the chaps in the halfway house. They're meant to come and have one glass of Whispering Angel. They're turning up 6 and 7 times during the round. They were like 7-hour rounds. It was unbelievable. But we changed courses today. It was, by the way, what a beautiful, beautiful place. The location, it's stunning, stunning, stunning. It really is. Well, it's a shame you're not there, Rupert. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, Rupert.
Look after yourself, Rupert.
Right. Thank you.
Rupert Bell there. Still to come, 6:45.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, following the shock news last night that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy has left the club, obviously a certain broadcaster and Arsenal fan had his say. Here's Piers Morgan. Piers' reaction to it.
This is obviously an absolutely devastating day for Arsenal fans everywhere. We've relied on Daniel.
Piers, it's not that. You know, you wouldn't say that when you're invited in the director's box.
I know.
You know what I mean? Come on, Piers. Tottenham fans, get your calls in. 03717 223344 is the number you need. What do you make of the news? Arsenal fans, how disappointed are you with the news that Daniel is gone? What's it got to do with him? Get in touch and let us know. Ray Parlour called me yesterday. He was flying down to Cornwall on one of them little planes. And it was windy yesterday.
Propeller ones.
And he's not a good flyer either. He was panicking.
I couldn't get one of them out.
No. That was a look ahead with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Good morning, 9 minutes to 7. Tottenham fans, pardon me. Give us a call this morning. You know the number, 03717 223344. Daniel Levy no longer the Tottenham chairman. What about that? Have you finally got what you want, or are you now thinking, who comes in next? What's it going to be like? Will he spend more money? What do you hope the changes are like? Could it be a case of careful what you wish for? Steve's a Tottenham fan. Let's take a call. Steve, a very good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Steve?
Steve?
Hi, mate. We can hear you now. What do you make of the decision?
Right?
Yeah, good.
It is, yeah. It was my birthday yesterday, so it's one of the best birthday presents I could ever get. But he's done an amazing job in terms of building the stadium, the finances that we're getting in and stuff. But it's the right time. We've not been spending money on wages and on the big players, and the transfer window we've had. Yes, we missed a couple of players, but it just shows there's a little bit more ambition there. And it's probably been coming, and it's the right time. So,
problem is, Steve, what if the Lewis family, it's a very, very wealthy dynasty, wealthy family. What if they decide that, Daniel was right, we're just changing personnel, but we're not going to spend willy-nilly?
Only time will tell, I guess. But it's just something that it needed to happen. You're getting teams going out. I mean, Liverpool just blasted everyone out the water with the transfer window they've had.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could compete with them in terms of finances and what we could spend. But over the years, the transfers, they just haven't worked. He's been known for penny pinching, for, not offering people wages. We've been gazumped by teams left, right and centre when it comes to buying players.
Yeah.
And enough's enough, and the timing is right. I mean, it probably should have maybe happened sooner for some of the fan base, but ultimately it's the right time, it's the right thing, and hopefully we'll see some more progress.
Steve, thank you very much. It's interesting where Tottenham go from here, really is, and who's going to make the big decisions now. Steve, a Tottenham fan, happy birthday, by the way, Steve. Right, here we go. Angelina's back with us.
Yes, I am. I'm back. I'm here. Now, I wanted to get your opinion on a couple of things.
Yeah.
So, the Women's Super League is back. It's getting underway tonight live on talkSPORT 2 as last season's invincible champions Chelsea take on Manchester City. That's 7:30pm at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, talkSPORT 2 is giving you live commentary of the Merseyside derby at Anfield. Kick-off for that one's midday. But ahead of the season, there's some big changes. And I want to see what you think about these. So number one is alcohol.
Yeah.
So 7 Women's Super League clubs have joined a trial that will allow supporters to drink alcohol in the stands this season. So last season's top 4, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United are among the clubs. It happened in the second tier last season. 66% of the 51,000 spectators that took part supported the idea. So do you need alcohol to enjoy sports? Should there be alcohol in the stands?
Angelina, you don't need alcohol, but there's a lot of responsible people can go and have a couple of drinks and enjoy it.
Yeah.
We see it in other sports, don't we? Look at rugby. Rugby's much more physical than football, and yet in the stands, the rugby guys, that's all part of a day at Twickenham or at Sarries or whatever. They love a drink and they don't get involved in nonsense.
Yeah.
But there's so many idiots.
It just
that all
depends
ruin it.
what the individual's like.
Yeah.
And if you can't take alcohol and behave, don't take it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But for people who want a couple of drinks, couple of pints, especially, I look at American sport and I see them all having, bits and pieces, drinks and stuff, and it's so warm. It's every individual's different. If you can handle it, fine. There's nothing wrong. If you can't handle it, don't touch it.
Do you like a drink at the football, though? Because I know things like Cheltenham, for example, that's a little bit different. But football...
I think it'd be nice. Yeah.
Half-time, there's nothing wrong with half-time.
I think it's nice to have a drink.
Have a drink in the
like Alan says, it just depends on, certain people.
Yeah.
You see in hospitality, corporate, people have drank 10 beers, they've had 7 glasses of wine. If they're fine, they're a bit drunk, but they're enjoying it, they're responsible. The problem you have is that if everyone can have a drink, you're going to get the idiots who their team's losing and they're had too much to drink, and then there's a problem, and then they try and start causing trouble in the stand, and then
The problem is
you ruined
Angela,
it for everyone.
Do you remember, Gab, the executive boxes, you could have a drink, but you had to pull the line down.
Still do.
Because people outside
Still
are saying,
do.
well, how can they have a drink?
Yeah.
So I understand their frustration.
Yeah.
I want a pint. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a hooligan. I want a pint.
You've got to walk down all the stairs and queue. Yeah.
I think it's got to be tread carefully here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't see why not if you're a responsible individual.
And the other problem is people throwing the beers. I was at the Euros.
Don't get me started.
I was at the Euros
not get me started.
last summer in Germany,
Yeah.
and people were throwing beers.
Do
A journalist's laptop got drenched.
Do not
He was
get me
fuming.
started. I was at the Switzerland game.
Yeah.
I was with my missus, and then there was two other guys that we knew, right? Two actually guys from talkSPORT. Switzerland scored, and we were in a section where it was mixture of fans, and these fans in front of me just threw their beer in the air, landed all over us. I was fuming.
Did you kick off?
No, so you know what I did?
What?
When we scored, I threw my beer back at him. I was like, have some of that. You want
See,
to play
so if
beer
anything,
fights? That's a
the beer
problem.
just gets wasted. That's the problem with this, really. We're
I
wasting beer.
soaked them, mate.
I don't think you're going to get that in women's football. I think
No.
you get some feisty women.
Bit more measured, though.
I don't think you're going to get that in women's football.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let them show the men how it's done.
And finally, one of the changes, the relegation playoffs. So what they're going to be doing to expand it to 14 teams, the team that finished bottom of the table will play third place in the second division. So would that be something that we'd like to see in the Premier League? Because how many seasons, though?
I like
the bottom three are always...
Angela, I like my relegation promotion.
Do you?
I'm just old-fashioned. I love it. I love the playoffs as well. Playoffs are not fair, but I love them. It's exciting. It's a great day out for the fans. A great weekend at Wembley. But no, I'm all for promotion and relegation.
They do it in Germany, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. But I just think, a lot of the time it's the three teams that come up or the three teams that go down sometimes. We've seen it happen quite a bit. So would it maybe mix things
look
up?
at the Premier now. Who's now established in there? Brighton, Bournemouth, you know what I mean?
Forest.
Brentford. You can do it.
Yeah.
If you get up there and it's organised right and you've got the right players, you can survive. And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I do.
Fair enough.
Okay, right. Harry Redknapp coming up. I'm sure Harry doesn't like a lot of the changes that are going on at the moment. Harry coming up just after 7. Sam Vokes, former Wales striker. Big result for Wales,
Yes.
that was. Not a great performance, I believe. Dino talked me through it last night. Oh, his son was on the phone to him, said, we're so lucky. But it's a result. Simple as that.
You annoy me now, Angelina, bringing back up what happened in Germany.
I mean,
got soaked.
I was also going to
fuming.
tease you about Emi Martinez as well, so I don't want to upset you even more.
Save it.
I'm told he wasn't 100% he wanted to go.
Day before his birthday as well.
Why would you want to go backwards to Manchester United where they are? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Well, he was waiting by the phone all day.
He wasn't. I need proof.
Coming up to 7 o'clock, News of Sport next.
The Lions. Real-life fantasy rugby. Bitter rivalries set aside in a quest to create the world's best team in weeks. There's nothing like it, but who on earth had the idea and how did it all begin? Incredibly, the first Lions tour was organised and funded by three men who played in England's first ever Test cricket match. Opening bowler Alfred Shaw, opening batsman Arthur Shrewsbury and captain James Lillywhite. The 1888 Lions squad then, made up of 17 English, 4 Scots and 1 Welshman and a Northern Irishman, took a 46-day boat trip to New Zealand before heading to Australia. The Lions weren't alone on the boat. Also on board were 300 stoats and weasels who were brought over to eliminate New Zealand's rabbit problem. The first ever Lions captain, Robert Seddon, died of drowning midway through the tour while sculling on a river. Andrew Stoddart, who was another of the cricketers there, took over and was the star of the tour. The next one was the first to get official recognition from the RFU against the newly formed Springboks. Although the Lions won the series and beat the Boks again 5 years later, in the 12 series since in South Africa, they've only won 2. New Zealand has proved an even tougher hunting ground, just a 1 series win for the Lions in 11 attempts, which came in 1971. And then there was that nail-shredding drawn series in 2017, only the second in Lions history. Only once have the Lions clinched a series after losing the first test, 1989, when David Campese's infamous ghost pass was pounced upon by Ian Evans. Before World War II, the Lions had a dark blue strip, which on the 1930 tour forced the All Blacks to play in all white. So in 1950, the iconic red shirts, white shorts and blue and green socks combination was born. It remains the symbol of the greatest alliance of adversaries in all of sport. To borrow the phrase from Jim Telfer, the Lions is Everest.
Ali McCoy will join us a wee bit later as well, ahead of Denmark against Scotland. As Gabby touched on, Scotland's record over in Denmark is pretty poor. Yes. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Alan Brazil, Gabby Bonlaw, Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. But now, in what was completely out of the blue yesterday, Tottenham released a statement announcing the shock departure of chairman Daniel Levy after 25 years. Daniel's tenure saw two trophies, a new stadium, but was heavily criticised by supporters for a continued lack of ambition. Former Palace owner and talkSPORT's finest, Mr. Simon Jordan, criticised Levy for not having the necessary ambition to compete with the Premier League's best.
I can't answer the question for you, because the answer is, Daniel, are you prepared at all costs to win the Premier League and match your rivals pound for pound, wage bill for wage bill, to go toe-to-toe to win the Premier League? If the answer is, well, no, that's not our economic model, then you're not prepared to do what it takes to win the Premier League. And there is the answer to the question. But you didn't ask me that. You asked me, does he want to win the Premier League? Of course he does. But on Daniel Levy's term, does he want to sell the house? Does he want to bet the house and spend inordinate amounts of money, increase the wage bill to way above the current situation, which is bank mandated to some extent?
Listen, I really like what Simon says, especially when it comes to boardroom chat.
Of course, he knows his stuff.
Simon's been there. But, did Leicester spend loads of money when they won the Premier League? It's a difficult one because anyone will tell you who's dealt with Daniel Levy. He's a proper businessman. Unless he gets almost his own way, forget it, the deal's off.
I know for a fact they didn't used to pay the wages. Definitely when I was playing 2008, 2009 period, they weren't paying some of the big wages other clubs were paying. They're probably on par with what Aston Villa were paying at that time.
But those other clubs, Gab, what have they won?
I know.
And what sort of financial state? Listen, I'm playing devil's advocate here. What have they won? And how much is their club worth now?
Yeah.
You've got,
look at
what Jamie Harris said earlier is right. You support your team, not the business. But at the same time, Tottenham are in good shape financially.
And before Levy joined, Spurs weren't doing great. If you look at the 5 years before Evie took charge, like 12th, 10th, 11th, 14th, 10th.
Let's say a very good morning to a man who's trying to get money out of Daniel for players and didn't have a lot of joy. Harry Redknapp joins us. Harry,
morning,
that
Harry.
was a
Hello,
shock,
Gabby,
Harry.
good
Morning, Harry.
Morning, mate.
What a shock that was, eh?
Absolutely, out the blue. Never saw that coming at all. I thought Daniel would be there forever, to be honest, Al. So, it was when someone texted me, I thought, no, they're having a wind-up. It can't be possible. Daniel, that is his life, really, running the football club there. So I could never see that coming to an end. But, amazing. People do forget, Al, that Daniel only had 25% of the club. Joe Lewis was the governor at the football club.
Yeah.
When I was there, Joe was wasn't around, never came to get. I think he's been to about 10 games in 20 years or however long he's been involved with the club. He doesn't come to the games, or maybe once a year or every 2 years he'll come over and watch a match. But he had the running of it. Daniel didn't have as many shares, as much say in the club as Joe did. Yeah. So Joe would have the final say. Whether Daniel spent the money or didn't. I think he always had to speak with Joe to get the final word on everything. And if Joe didn't want to buy or spend big money in the transfer market or whatever, then Daniel wasn't able to do that. So he took the brunt of all the criticism for sure. But it wasn't always the decisions. Always weren't down to Daniel.
So Harry, Joe was ENIC and he was involved with Rangers as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a few problems in America, Joe, as well, and. He's getting out, he's old. He's old now, very old. And I think maybe he's just thought, that's it, I'll leave it to the kids. The kids are, in their 60s? And maybe they've decided, no, we need a change. I thought when I heard last night, the Qataris had bought it because I heard there was a verbal agreement. And it was, it seems that was not correct. But maybe Joe's just said to his kids now, look, you get on with it, and they're the ones who want to change, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, Al. I'm surprised Joe is still lively. He's still alive, but whatever age he is, I think he's still got his finger on every pulse. I'd be surprised if maybe it's Daniel's just decided that, look, I've had enough. I've heard rumours that there's a takeover in the offing. I think maybe we might end up with another Saudi ownership of that club. It wouldn't surprise me. I think there's big money offers in the background. It's a fantastic club to buy, Alan. Yeah. What a stadium, the training ground, the stadium. And Daniel was, people have to give him a bit of credit what he's achieved there in that respect. Okay, the trophies hadn't come. Maybe I was, all us managers, maybe we did have the tools maybe to have done a bit better and maybe win a cup somewhere along the line. More trophies. And people forget they have had Champions League. They've had a Champions League final. They've had Champions League football quite regularly in the last 15 years, 12, 15 years or so. So, it hasn't been all doom and gloom, No. And as I say, that stadium, when you go there, it's just mind-blowing.
Harry, where would you put Spurs? Sorry, Gab, I know you want a word. Where would you put Spurs and West Ham? Are Tottenham much bigger than West Ham, or could West Ham be as big as Spurs?
It's like everything, Alan, isn't it? I suppose it depends on the ownership, really. How much, in lots of cases, I know, as you rightly said, Leicester won the league without spending massive money. There have been other clubs. It depends on the ownership, I suppose, and how much they want to invest and how much they want to gamble. But West Ham again got a great stadium, but it's the London Stadium. I mean, that Tottenham Stadium is their stadium.
Yeah,
it is just absolutely mind blowing. I've only been the once back there to watch a game, and I couldn't believe how good it was. And the training ground as well is just it's probably the best around. So. It's a great club for somebody to take the running of now. And if they want to invest more heavy in the transfer market and bring in, maybe pay more wages, as Gabby said, then the sky is the limit for the club. Let's be honest. I mean, they should be up there and could be up there winning a title in the next 4 or 5 years.
Harry, when you look at Daniel Levy's era, the last 24, 25 years, 1 Europa League, 1 League Cup, but they finished in the top 4 7 times. £1 billion stadium, one of the best training grounds in the country.
Yeah.
Do the Spurs fans have to be a bit lenient with Daniel Levy? Because as a business, I mean, they're set up, like you said, for owners to come in, and they're set up for the future, aren't they, Spurs?
Yeah, for sure, Gabby. Listen, I never had a problem with Daniel. I found him good to. I couldn't sit here, and I don't have any relationship with him or speak to him. Not that I don't want to speak to him, but I just, I live my life. I had no problems with him at all. I found him very good to work for. He wasn't at the training ground every day. He wasn't poking his nose in as to who should play and who shouldn't play. He was, I found him very, very good and helpful to work with. And my relationship with him when I was there was very good. I honestly think, but in the background, I think Joe would be pulling a lot of the strings. That was how I always felt. And certainly when I left the club, I think, it was probably more Joe's decision than it was Daniel's. That was my opinion. But he was Joe was the main man behind that club, believe you me.
Harry, what about just going back to another club close to your heart, Bournemouth? What a performance that was against Spurs.
Unbelievable.
Spurs go to Man City, get a brilliant result, and people are going, here we go, this is our year. And then Bournemouth playing them off the park. How does that work?
Absolutely murdered them, Al. The stats were just incredible, weren't they? When you looked at the shots at Bournemouth, it was so one-sided, the game. They've done a miracle, Bournemouth, really, and the manager has just done a great job. The new owners, again, they've built a new training ground, which is fantastic. They're going to redo the stadium, up the capacity, I think, to 25,000 from 12, which is all it is now. And they keep finding good players. I mean, they've sold 3 players, one to Real Madrid, the centre-half, which is incredible, one to PSG, the other central defender, and the left-back's gone to Liverpool.
Amazing.
I mean, and they're still playing like they are. It's just been amazing. The intensity and the way they work and close down and play, the way they move the ball. A lot of credit to the manager and his coaching staff there.
Harry, any racing at the weekend? You going anywhere nice?
No, I should be watching a bit on the TVL. Not a lot of football this weekend. I'm not an international football watcher so much. I mean, when we play Albanians and all these teams, it doesn't really appeal to me much. I'll be honest. I miss the. So I should watch a bit of follow a bit of large division football, but the racing will be my my big focus this weekend. And it was great to see young Freddie Keithley. I've got horses with Martin Keithley, and his son Freddie rode his first winner yesterday for Paul Nicholls, which is amazing. It was his first ride for Paul Nicholls, and it was a 10-1 winner. Unfortunately, I didn't spot it before the race.
Harry, have a great weekend.
Top man, Harry. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, lads. Cheers, Gabby. Cheers, Alan.
Harry Redknapp. Right, coming up, 7:15. Tottenham fans, get involved with the show this morning. The number you need, 03717 22 3344. How shocked were you by the news? How happy are you now that Daniel's gone or not? Get in touch, let us know. Coming up, is Harry Maguire off to Saudi? We'll find out next. Okay, thanks to Harry Redknapp there, 7:28. He loves his golf and his racing, Harry, now.
Just a legend of a guy, Alan.
He loves that south coast as well.
He
Well, you
does,
love it down there, don't
I do indeed. It's stunning, Alan. Bit like Suffolk.
It's a part of the world I don't really know, although my pal, Richard, lives in Jersey, and I keep meaning to put the car on the ferry and go over there, but it's a few hours on the ferry.
Yeah, it's not close. The thing about the south coast, Al, is it could be a winter's morning. You just put a big jacket on, grab a coffee,
Suffolk's like that.
and go for a nice walk across the beach.
Yeah, well, we're like that.
So lucky.
I was at our golf last night. Someone said I'm down at Albury over the next weekend, long weekend. I said, you'll love it. Thorpeness, Albury, Snape. If you want, Woodbridge is lovely, or go the other way over to down towards the Norfolk coast.
Living by the water.
Stunning.
They all go in the morning.
And they
6
do.
a.m. Jump in.
I'm sort of 15 minutes away from Felixstowe, which they've really, really tidied up now, and people swim every morning. Every morning.
Would you?
No. Right, talkSPORT breakfast. Gabby's with me now. England continue the World Cup qualifying campaign tomorrow evening. Live on talkSPORT against Andorra at Villa Park. One man who's hoping to make his senior debut is Tottenham's Jed Spence. You know, I'd like to see England, Gabby, just forget tactics. Just go and play. Pass the ball. Go and rack up.
Go and enjoy.
Goals. Yeah.
But I want to see a centre-half pairing that can play games together. That's the most important part for me.
Gay's got to be one of them, isn't he?
I'm saying Konsa. I know Stones is a very good player, loads of experience for England, but his injury problems, Konsa plays every game for Aston Villa. So I'll go Konsa and Gay.
Villa are struggling at the moment, mate.
They're struggling?
Villa are struggling.
This guy. He was suspended for a game.
Well, I don't care about Villa struggling.
Don't make me laugh, Alan. What?
You've had a good start to the season.
All right, look at City's defending against Brighton. Deary me. Brighton had a field day, mate.
Gabby, open your eyes. Villa are struggling.
No, we're not struggling.
The boys last night were talking about bottom half of the table.
Move on, Joker.
So the fullback will be hoping to inspire future generation to become the first Muslim player. What's that got to do with it? To represent England. One thing that I do remember, talking to Neil Warnock, was saying his mind wasn't in it when he was young. So he's changed his mind, his views now. On if you want to make it, you've got to change, and he has changed.
Thick, doesn't it? And sometimes, Al, we expect too much of young players. They're still kids. How many 18, 19, 20-year-olds make so many mistakes? And now, look at him. He's flying, and you'll get his debut. And don't be surprised if he breaks in and starts at fullback for England at the World Cup, because Thomas Tuchel will love how strong he is defensively.
Yeah. Now, England continue the World Cup qualifying campaign tomorrow evening, live in talkSPORT against Andorra at Villa Park. It's got to be a 3-4 job, surely. One man is hoping to make his senior debut. Of course, we just spoke to him about Jed Spence. So it's going to be interesting. Also, are you writing off Harry Maguire?
No, not at the moment, but he's got to break into that Manchester United side. At the moment, he's preferring Yoro, Delit. So he's got to break into that side. So for me, Harry Maguire, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. Could you see that?
Wow, it's one last payday, isn't it? But I think Harry's still You know, he's still a part of Manchester United. You know, United are getting beat. They're 1 down and they're looking for a goal.
It happened against Grimsby. Yes. He come on against the equaliser. Exactly.
He's done that loads.
Yeah, underappreciated.
Anyway, Angelina's back with us. Angelina, what have you got for us?
Well, I was going to talk about this Harry Maguire situation because it is quite interesting. So, on the back of the Sun, it says that he is a target for 2 Saudi Arabian clubs. He's open to a move, but only when his Old Trafford deal expires at the end of the season.
Oh.
Because the club took out an option of an extra year on him to keep him at the club until next summer. So, reportedly as well, United rejected bids for Maguire from a Premier League side and an Italian side in the summer. I mean, he's on 195 grand a week, so it's going to take a big offer. Maybe a Saudi club could do it. But when you look at Maguire, 85, would you have him at Villa?
Yes, I like
Could
him
link up
a
with
lot.
Jadon Sancho.
I like him a lot. I think he's underappreciated. Manchester United fans were savage how they treated him when he was getting memes on social media because a couple of mistakes that every player makes. I think if you watch him, and you watch him last season, he was your best defender. Who comes and scores the goal against Grimsby to get you back into the game?
He doesn't complicate things, does he? He does it simple.
You look at
he heads them away and he heads them, you know.
And heads them in.
Yeah.
Delete Yoro and Luke Shaw, and he can't get a game. Baffles me. He does.
I mean, do you think that he could get a call back into the England squad, or do you think that ship sailed? Because Dan Burns a year older than him, he's still getting called up.
He plays every week.
Yeah, true.
If Harry Maguire was playing every week and putting in a performance,
and I guess there's not as many games to rotate to see him as much. Yeah,
so he's got to break into that side.
I think England. How can I say this? Because the guy's had a great career, as is Dan Burn. You know, he's a proper Newcastle player, isn't he? Local lad.
Yeah.
Are they international class to go and win a World Cup? No.
Dan Burn isn't for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I think England have got to find young talent, gay people like that, even younger.
Yeah.
People coming through, you know, that Tuchel can get a hold of and mature them into top international
versus the people from kind of like that old Southgate class.
I'm sorry, I hate to say that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you touched on it though. He got so much stick, didn't he? Erik ten Hag took the captain's armband off him. But one thing I'll say, and a lot of journalists that work around Manchester United, that if you speak to them, they say Harry Maguire is always very professional. The way that he speaks to the media, he never, you see Jadon Sancho and Erik ten Hag, he was on social media, having a go, all that. He's kept quiet overall, hasn't he? He's been very humble. He's kept his head down.
He had that problem, didn't he, in the Greek islands? That didn't help him. But that can happen to anyone. Someone has a go at you and you ever go back.
Al, the stick he was getting on social media from
it was too much.
Idiots who probably didn't even play one game for their school football team, can't even do 2 kick-ups, were bantering and destroying a player who's had an outstanding career, Harry Maguire. Like, it baffled me, and it just shows the problem.
Came from
Not
Hull,
in this country.
He came from Hull. Was it Hull?
Was it Sheffield?
I think it was Hull. Was it Sheffield?
He signed from Leicester, but I think Sheffield.
Maybe Hull as well. I'm not sure, but he needs to get into that Manchester United side somehow, because otherwise he won't be going to the World Cup, and that'll be a shame.
But maybe you could get a move away from Man United, see what happens with this contract situation. I think
someone would take him, don't they, with that?
Yeah.
Maybe January, can he force a move through to save his...
Well, he can start having conversations, can't he, in January as well. So I think it's just going to be the wages, but he doesn't strike me, again, as the type like a Jadon Sancho, for example, who's going to kick off and demand certain. I think he would take the pay cut to be playing regular football.
Well, Harry, let's round it up, 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
You think some of the players are getting more than that couldn't couldn't care less. Oh, you're not playing me, I'm off. I'll sit it out, So he's not that type of character, is he?
No, he's not.
So I think we should cut him a little bit of slack.
100%.
I agree. He's underappreciated, I think.
Yes.
All right, coming up 7:28 on talkSPORT. Sam Vokes, Wales had a big result. Didn't play great ball accounts, but a good result. We'll talk Scotland later with Mr. McCoist.
Amen Corner, perhaps the most feared run of holes in golf. Each year, it claims the tournament hopes of many, with balls hitting bunkers and water traps aplenty. But why is it so fearsome, and where did it get its name? Just the thoughts of holes 11, 12 and 13 at Augusta National gives the likes of Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth the shivers. McIlroy hit 3 over and Spieth hit 4 over in their final rounds to blow their hopes of a green jacket in 2011 and 2016 respectively. But did you know Amen Corner's name is inspired by a jazz song from 1933? American sports writer Herbert Warren Wint, on the left here, wrote about it in 1958, referencing the song shouted in that Amen Corner when describing the run. Hole 11 is a par 4 over 520 yards with a green guarded by a pond and bunkers to the front edge. 12, perhaps golf's most famous hole, is a par 3 over just 155 yards. The green's guarded by Rays Creek at the front, more bunkers and azalea bushes ready to punish the smallest error. Then there's the 13th that teases the hook shot over the trees. It's a dogleg par 5 over 545 yards that's inviting for big hitters who want to reach the green in 2. If you want to win the Masters, you have to keep your score down around Amen Corner. So who'll be the next to fall victim to golf's most famous and most daunting challenge?
.34. I used to love Ipswich Tottenham with some big games. Big games.
Two of your clubs?
Yeah, but with some great games. Bit of banter as well. A lot of verbal flying about in those days.
Who was the better team back then?
I would say...
Careful.
Yeah, well, listen, I've got so many friends at all the clubs I played at.
Forget your friends. Answer the question.
I would suggest Ipswich were better in those days.
So they were better than Villa?
Well,
better than Spurs?
You know we were better than Villa.
Well, we won European Cup.
Beat you 3 times, Gabby. Shut up.
Well, we won European Cup.
Yeah, you fluked it. Villa had a very good side. As Tottenham had a very... Look, you had Ricky, you had Ozzy, you had Glenn. That's just 3. You know, Chrissy Hewett and people like that. You had 2 tough centre-backs, Maxi Miller, Graham Roberts, you know, Steve Perriman, a great captain, mouthy but great captain, Clement goal. You know, it was proper, but we had a proper Ipswich side as well. They'll tell you we had some great games with them. And I'm talking about youth team, reserves, and the first team as well. Then I went to Spurs, I had a great time. And football suffered a bit, but
off the field. A great time.
Well, no, I did, but I didn't know my back was on the way out. You know, but I ended up helping win the UEFA Cup in '83 for Spurs.
You done your bit, didn't you?
To get them up there, you know. So, and you had Crooksey, Archibald. You know, Mark Falco scored some great games as well in Europe. We beat Arsenal 5-0 at the Lane. That ain't going to happen for a long time. No, in the league.
Beat Arsenal at the Lane.
Yeah, 5-0.
Why do you blame them? Oh, for Spurs?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were on about Ipswich.
Yeah, no, we beat the 78. Ipswich beat Arsenal in the cup final, didn't they? But by the way, Highbury was a hard place to.
Yeah, I played there.
That was a hard place, Gab.
Tight pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I listened. 2 great clubs, no doubt. Arsenal had the best of it, but 2 great clubs.
Yes, I remember playing against Arsenal at Highbury, and I was looking at Thierry Henry. I was only 19 now. Just looking at Thierry like, I need your shirt, mate. I come on for 20 minutes and I was like,
Man, Martin.
I'm playing at Highbury. Didn't get his shirt though.
Celtic sent me a lovely little signed shirt yesterday for the charity, so thank you.
Lovely.
No, it was, but all the big games. I remember playing against Butch, God bless him, Butch Wilkins, Chelsea, when he was a young captain at the Bridge when they were doing the East Stand development.
Yes.
But all the London clubs for us were big games. Norwich was a big one. West Ham was a big game because we were the tractor boys. We were the country bumpkins, but we weren't.
So back then, Ipswich, Norwich.
Geordies. Ooh,
Ipswich.
That was a tasty day.
Ipswich on top compared to Norwich.
Yeah. But it was that was tasty. There was the
tasty derby.
The fans had it, and we knew what it was all about as well. From the youth team, the reserves, to the first team,
the rivalry.
You couldn't get beat, and that's what disappointed me about the Old Firm game last weekend, Gabby. And Ali touched on it. There's not enough
too nice
Scottish boys playing.
Too nice.
And it was almost as if it didn't.
Where's your Scott Brown? Where's your Barry Ferguson? Do you know what I mean? Midfield. You always look forward to watching them clashes, but nothing, mate.
Right, Tottenham, the big shock was Daniel Levy stepping down. 03717 223344. Let's say good morning to a big Tottenham fan, Darren. Darren, morning.
Good morning, Darren.
Morning, guys. How are we doing?
Very surprised the news, Darren. I'm sure you were surprised as well.
Yeah, I was surprised, to be quite honest with you, although, I mean, there have been rumours about it happening for a little while. And I just like to say something, speaking as a Spurs fan, that, Daniel's legacy at Spurs, I believe, ultimately will be that stadium and where he's taken the football club from where he took it on 25 years ago. Now, if you remember 25 years ago, Spurs weren't in a great place after Alan Sugar. And I think from where we were at White Hart Lane to where we are now has been an incredible achievement. And I think maybe you could argue, well, obviously we certainly haven't won the trophies that we wanted to win. But Daniel's possible, one or two of the errors that Daniel possibly made on the footballing side was not necessarily always surrounding himself with the right football people. And by that, I think one of the biggest losses to Spurs over the last three Kane was losing someone like Paul Barber.
Right.
I think personally, I think that club will end up getting sold. And I think with the right amount of money spent properly, and by that I mean if you look at the amount of money that Spurs have spent over the years on players, it's right up there, overall.
Yeah. Without a doubt, he spent a lot of money. But a few people, Tottenham diehards, have said to me, we've bought 4 players for, say, 35 million. We should have bought maybe one or two for a lot more, But listen, if Tottenham improve, and hopefully they will, and win a few things, it's amazing how people will look back in history and say, oh, Daniel Levy built that club, with the stadium, the training ground, and we ended up winning this and winning that. It's, people have short memories.
Oh, 100%. But it's just like fans will come on, we get more calls through the day, we got more guests, the good parts of Daniel Levy, the bad parts. But what stood out for me, what Harry Redknapp says, was Joe Lewis maybe was the person that Spurs fans...
I don't know Daniel. I don't know Joe Lewis.
No, but I'm saying,
he made
Joe Lewis made the big calls, and maybe Daniel Levy had to take all the criticism.
Well, let's see what happens now, Gab. Right, we're looking ahead to Scotland, to England as well. But what about Wales? They got the result, that's for sure. Now, let's say a good morning to the man that sealed perhaps the best result of Wales football history, 3-1 victory over Belgium at Euro 2016. Sam Vokes is here. Sam, a very good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Morning, Al Gabs. How are you?
Morning, mate.
Good, Sam. I didn't see the game last night. I had charity golf. Dean Saunders was giving me a running commentary. He said Wales didn't play particularly well, but got a great result.
Yeah, you know those ones. We weren't at our strongest last night, but it was a tough place to go out in Kazakhstan. Everything against us, really. The kind of Thursday fixture, lads probably didn't meet up till Sunday, Monday morning. 8-hour trip, AstroTurf pitch, but to get out of there with 3 points and top the group going into the last 3 fixtures, we'll take that all day long.
Yeah, Sam, I talked to Alan McCoy a lot about it, about Scottish young kids coming through, and they're not there. Of Wales, are you happy the way Wales are going with recruitment, with kids coming through, with a big future hopefully in the setup? The starting 11.
Yeah, I think we are. And I think Craig Bellamy's been great for that. We've got a lot of young talent. Obviously, we were in the transition of the post-Bale phase, which was a huge player for us. But look, Craig Bellamy's making some big decisions. He started 19-year-old Dylan Lawler last night, who started the season well down at Cardiff. And that was a huge decision, really, because Joe Rodon pulling out of the squad kind of forced that issue, I suppose. But he stepped in last night, didn't look phased, and put on a great performance at the back. And there was a bit of pressure on him in the second half because Kazakhstan lumped it on a little bit.
It wasn't just Gareth Bale, was it? I mean, Gareth Bale has been outstanding in his career.
Ryan.
For, he'd been outstanding for Wales, but obviously other players helped what Wales achieved during that era. But now is it, Gareth Bale's gone. Now is it down to Brooks, Kiefer Moore, Dan James, Brennan Johnson, Wilson, these players to all step up and share the goals between them?
Yeah, I think you're right there, mate. I think the talent that we've got and the players that are playing regularly at Championship and Premier League level, Brennan Johnson, obviously you've seen what he's doing at Tottenham. Harry Wilson stepped up and kind of been that main man, really. The goal Kiefer scored last night, typical striker's finish, but it comes from a Harry Wilson cross, flick at the front post, and Kiefer Moore's first to react. So those boys are stepping up. Sorba Thomas is another one at Stoke City at the minute, who's playing some great football, and I think Craig Bellamy's getting the best out of those players. And to bring the likes of David Brooks and Dan James off the bench is great talent, really, and look, sets it up nicely because our next qualifier, Belgium at home.
Oh, and, massive, Sam.
Yeah, Wales fans know of recent history against Belgium as well. It's one that will, get the appetite going, I think.
Sam, I hope so. I really do. Fingers crossed, Sam. Great to join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Anytime. That game against Belgium in October is massive in Cardiff. Yeah, if Wales can win that, and they can win it, by the way.
Of course, as well, Al. I wanted to ask him, but obviously he's gone now. Kumas, 19-year-old, he's on loan at Birmingham City. He's one of the ones that will look forward to the future. They've got some really good young players coming through Wales. Like I said about Scotland, sometimes these young players will get their chance when they're not expecting it.
I wanted to ask Sam, we're just out of time. Gillingham now involved against Bromley. Bromley's a great story, you know, where they've come from. Great story.
Fantastic club.
Right, still to come on Sports Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Legendary, Alan. The best by far.
Oh, you're a Crossroads fan.
No.
Yeah, you're a Crossroads
Biker
fan.
Grove. You watch that?
No.
You never watched Biker Grove?
Nah.
Come on.
That's Sandy Richardson done my head.
EastEnders was the one, though. Grant Phil, Dirty Den, Alfie Moon, the good old days. Ian Beale.
Sorry, I've never really...
Dr. Truman.
I've not really... I remember Ina Sharples all those years ago, but...
Paul Truman, Anthony Truman.
Oh, yeah.
EastEnders was top hell. I'm not sure now, but what...
Well, the reason why we're playing it, that's right, EastEnders legend Ross Kemp will be joining us a bit later on. He's moved on. You don't want to miss that, and he'll tell you who he thinks is the biggest hard man in sport is. That was a look ahead. Likes his rugby, doesn't he, Ross? That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins and Gabby.
You ain't going anywhere. Yes, I am. Get away from me. You don't rule my life. You're not going to Spain, and that's that. Why not? Because I said so. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, you ain't my mother. Yes, I am.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
staff, can you?
What's wrong with the staff, Al?
This is a university-educated producer.
What uni was it again?
Spell. I think it was. No, it couldn't have been Edinburgh. No. Edinburgh's a good university.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been. Well, you must have been.
What's the worst one in Scotland?
You must have been playing snooker.
They let anyone at uni nowadays, don't they?
Pardon?
They let anybody in university, don't they?
Honestly,
it used to be tough to get into uni.
I would like to know how Ollie ended up here. All these pals from Edinburgh University are in banking.
They are.
They're heads of
surgeons,
insurance companies.
Yes.
And here he is, still scraping around. Having to use his word search to put a few lines together. How does that work?
Oh, you're being harsh. Come on, mate.
What?
You're being harsh, mate. He's going through a tough time, Ollie.
Is he? Well,
Yeah.
he deserves it. Now, is the England job proving to be tougher than Thomas Tuchel first thought?
On the roads to Mexico, USA and Canada.
Luis Skelly chasing. Oh, what a start!
The fans want to see England end the years of hurt.
More boos from the England fans that have stayed in. And Doraville, England won.
We all think that there's a lot of decent players and a clutch of decent players, but it's getting the balance right and the formula right that is his job.
3-1, the first African side ever to beat England. It's back to the drawing board.
Defeat is bad enough, but the performance, I think, that leaves a lot of questions.
We feel that we are lacking the enthusiasm and the joy consistently on international levels.
I'm still believing Thomas Tuchel.
When you're here, I think it's important not to get too frightened about the situation.
It's James. Oh, it is magnificent.
It's for me a key period now that we improve, that we play with more rhythm, that we create an identity.
I think he's just finding out how hard it is to be the manager of England.
Thomas, do me a favour. Just pick a side, Villa Park, and go and batter them.
Yes.
I don't care. You're not going to learn much from this game.
No.
The next game, Serbia away, absolutely different kettle of fish. But this one at Villa Park, go and entertain, score goals, play an attacking side, just get out and entertain the crowd.
So what frustrates me though, Alan, is that England's next 4 games, okay, Andorra on Saturday.
Yeah.
Serbia away on Tuesday.
Yeah, not easy, but winnable, definitely.
Then can you tell me why on the 9th of...
What's the next 2?
Okay, next one is Wales in a friendly on the 9th of October. And the next qualifier after that is Latvia away.
Right.
Can you tell me why, when you've got a chance for a friendly, no offence to Wales, but you've chosen to play Wales at Wembley? Why?
What are you going to learn from an old British affair?
What? Just what? There's not many chances now before the World Cup starts to play friendlies.
Who would you rather they played?
Go and play Brazil. Go and play an Argentina who haven't played for years. Go and play a France, an Italy, a Spain. Go and test yourself. Why would you choose to play Wales?
He's probably not picked it as it had been.
Not him, of course, but why have the FA done that?
Yeah.
That's what frustrated me when I looked yesterday at our fixtures. Then after that, we play Serbia at home, November, and 3 days later, Albania away. So what are you going to learn from all of those games for Thomas Tuchel?
I agree.
Change that Wales friendly and play against the top team, for God's sake.
So England take on Andorra tomorrow at Villa Park, live in talkSPORT. It's his 5th game in charge, Thomas Tuchel. So far, 1-3, lost 1, but the 1-0 win in Andorra, 1-0, followed by a 3-1 friendly defeat against Senegal and Nottingham, led to a lot of criticism. Gabby's made the longest list you've ever seen for things he wants to say to Thomas Tuchel, so take it away, Gabby.
No, I picked a few out that I was thinking about yesterday that he needs to sort out before the World Cup. Number 1, he has to choose his strongest side and give them game time. So that doesn't matter if... Yes, there's injuries now. Say in the November international break, where you got maybe everyone back, start to work out what your best team is and give them game time. Don't be switching it up and this player's playing and this player's playing.
Do you know what his best team is? Because I'm not sure.
I don't, but I've got it written down what I think it might be. But can you choose your strongest side and give them games time? Can you find an attacking style, Alan, that wins games and entertains? England fans want to be entertained. Yes, we want to win a trophy. But still, they want to be off their feet. They want to watch entertaining football. The Senegal game, I mean, how boring was that to watch? 3-1 defeat at home to Senegal.
By the way, any idea how much they're charging at Villa Park for this game?
No idea, mate.
It shouldn't be a lot. I get as many kids in as possible.
No, you have to make it. You have to make it cheap, definitely. Also,
but I would say, go out there, guys. Look, that's the way we set up. Set pieces for and against. Go out there and play.
Yeah, but
hammer them.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you can say go out and play, but this is a style I want us to play in the World Cup. You might play in the World Cup against a poor side where you have to.
But they're
play
just
more
going to get behind the ball.
I know. You have to push more players forward. But can you also, Alan, that we didn't see from Southgate? Can he be proactive with his substitutions? How many times at the World Cup and the 2 Euros? We're sitting there, especially in Germany. Oh, he's going to make a sub now. No. Oh, okay, we're going to go down. Or the opposition brings on 2 subs before us. It wasn't working at the Euros with Foden off the left-hand side, and he's still doing it game after game, and he's taking his time to make subs. Thomas Tuchel can't do that. Be proactive. If it's half-time and it's not working, make a change. It's going to change the game.
Without being rude, I'd be saying to him, look, you're playing against ski operators here. You're playing against waiters. You're playing... Yeah, I would. I'd lay it on thick. I said we should go out and hammer these. Go out there and entertain.
Oh, of course. Of course, yeah. This isn't a test that anyone's going to look at.
Serbia's different.
Of course, away from home is going to be a tough game. Also, can you build team spirit between the players so that if we go into the World Cup, Alan, and we play in Argentina and we go 2-0 down, can you build team spirit that these players can get back from 2-0, come and win 3-2, not feeling sorry for themselves? I think there's a lot that he's got to work on, the mentality of the players. You know, losing against France at the World Cup, losing against Spain in the Euros in the final, losing to Italy in the Euros in the final. Can you build a squad of players and the mentality to, you know what, if we play an elite team, we're not going to be scared of them. We can go out and beat a top team because in the last 4 tournaments we haven't been able to do that.
Okay, coming up 4 minutes to 8 o'clock now. We've just had a message from a certain former football club owner.
Simon.
Okay. Here is what Mr. Jordan has said after Gabby asked him to come on this morning. Here's Simon.
Gabby, morning. Sorry, mate, I'm not going to have time to jump on this morning. I'm running around between meetings. But what I can say is my advice to you is, if you want better ratings, perhaps you should leave the show.
What have you done to upset him?
Ollie asked me, he said, Gabby, Simon quite likes you, apparently. Can you message him, see if he could come on? You know, him and Daniel Levy, good friends. And I asked him, and that's his reply, Alan. That's the cheek that Simon.
I'd like to rewind when he talks about ratings.
I know.
Is he getting mixed up?
I know, Al, yeah.
Has he not seen that Drive get more than them now?
Exactly, Alan. Exactly. But Simon will come on one day, I hope so. But some important meetings today.
What, this early? You're having a laugh.
He's playing paddle in his tight shorts, his short shorts. Ignore him, Alan.
But to be fair, he's a good paddle player.
He's good. Because he's had loads of time.
He doesn't want to talk to me about ratings.
No.
Unless he was just having a pop at you.
No, he's having a bit of banter. You know what he's like.
03717 I bet you, by the way, before we break, I bet you Simon's a bit surprised with Daniel Levy.
100%. That's what I wanted, because he's not on this morning, so he doesn't do Fridays. So I wanted to get him on to speak about it, because he would have been in shock, and maybe he would understand the reasons why he's left.
Yeah.
Is there a takeover coming?
I'll find out a lot more Sunday.
Phone me after, man.
We'll see. Right, 03717223344. Do you want Gabby to leave the show? Oh, come on, you can't do that. Gabby's going nowhere. Only joke, we're taking your calls. Tottenham fans, is it a good day for you that Levy has left, or do you need to be careful what you wish for? And I'm not having Simon Jordan in between meetings at 3 minutes to 8. No chance.
Liar.
That's coming next.
Corinthian Casuals are a team in the Combined Counties League Premier Division South. Despite that, they're one of the most important clubs in world football. Here's why. The club was formed in 1939 as the result of a merger between Corinthians FC and Casuals FC. Now, Corinthians FC were founded in the late 1800s when the FA's top brass were sick of getting pumped by Scotland every time they played them. As a result, a man called Nicholas Lane Jackson set up an amateur side which would bring in the best players who could all play for the national side. And it worked. it wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped that most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money. But instead of entering the league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. And it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil. And the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed, they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest football teams in Brazil. Now, they were global superstars, and despite not being professional, Corinthians drew in the crowds. Everybody wanted to play them, everybody wanted to watch them. So much so, they regularly played the winners of the FA Cup in what eventually became the Community Shield, winning most of the time. They actually inflicted Manchester United's worst defeat, 11-3, a record which still stands to this day. Now, fast forward to today, Corinthian Casuals still don't pay their staff or players. The ethos of sportsmanship is still at the heart of everything that they do. And even though they're a side in the lower leagues, if you make the trip to King George's Field in Tolworth just off the A3, you'll most likely bump into Brazilian Corinthians fans who often make the pilgrimage across the globe just to watch their founding team play.
Four minutes after 8 o'clock, talkSPORT breakfast with me and Gabby. Gabby, why are you in such a joyous mood here? Are you going somewhere we don't know about?
No. Just happy to be working, mate.
So after the show, you're heading to Euston, heading back to Brum?
I don't want to lie to the public. No, I'm not, Alan.
Where are you going then?
I can't say, mate.
Why?
Security reasons. I can't say where I'm going.
Security reasons? No, please, it can't be another holiday.
I'm popping away for a few days, mate.
That is unbelievable.
I know, mate. I got a great deal, mate. New contract with holiday. So,
contract?
I got extra holiday put in there. So,
who gave you that, Liam?
Yeah, I got extra holiday. I've got to use
it. Well done, Liam. It's about time you done. So,
yeah, gonna pop away for a few days off. That's okay, mate.
That's unbelievable.
I know, mate. You're just jealous, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're due a break as well, though, mate. You're working too hard, Al.
Me?
Yeah.
I can't have got all these charity things. I've got another 2 next week.
Yeah. It's okay,
3.
mate.
Sorry, got 3 next week.
It'll be somewhere before you know it, next year.
Look, I normally have a little break after Christmas, so we'll see. We'll see.
Barbados.
Yeah, but my dog gets a hump now.
What, when you leave?
Oh, does he? He knows when them cases come down. He knows. He sulks.
The cases come out the garage.
It takes him 3 days when you get back to come round again.
To forgive you.
He's better than me when we go away than they would Joe. When Joe comes back, he blanks her.
But when you're gonna put your foot down and say, Jill, I want to go Barbados. It's not just about you.
No. I don't talk to my wife like that. No.
But you want to go there, but he doesn't.
I do. And I don't
All your friends there are asking about you.
A long weekend in Dubai might be nice. You know, just a weekend, but no, she don't like it either.
But all your friends in Barbados are
Like
asking
who?
you, mate. All the lads by the bar.
Yeah. It is lovely for a little break.
Yes.
But, you know, Mallorca, I've not been to Zarano. Is that Mallorca? I've got to go back to the 70s the last time I was in Mallorca.
Mallorca's lovely, mate. Nice 2 hours, 10-minute flight.
Friend of mine's got a lovely place, Port Andrex. He's
Yes,
invited me.
lovely
loads,
there, mate.
And I should go, but it's difficult. You know, I've got a little place down in Spain, and it's so easy just to jump in the plane with no bags and go there.
But the problem is when you've got a place abroad, you don't want to spend money on going somewhere else.
Well, that's the dilemma we have.
Exactly.
Not me. I'm happy going there, but
your wife,
Jill's not.
Yeah.
No, it's
I hear her.
Yeah. Anyway, like you can't. There's no pleasing them, is there? Right. talkSPORT breakfast with me and Gabby. Get the best used cars deals guaranteed with Arnold Clark. Only one. Oh, Dino's car's blown up, by the way. You should have heard him yesterday. It's blown up. So, and his mate Christian he does some great deals down in Swansea. Great deals. Or is it Cardiff?
What do you mean it's blown up? Well, he's just
engine's he needs
gone.
a new car and he's
Arnold Clark, Al.
He bought a new Range Rover for $3,000. I'm like, what?
Pardon?
A toy? He says, no, it's just to get me back.
Who did you get it off, Jamie O'Hara?
I swear, he was talking absolute tosh yesterday, Dino.
Yeah, he doesn't stop, does he?
I think it was
no, he needs Al. You need one of them, like something just to twist and like turn him off. That'll do you for today, and you can't.
He's
talk
there
anymore.
again today.
Honestly, you won't get rid of him. Deary me.
But he loves his football. Loves it.
Yes,
loves it.
Good.
Right, here we go. One place to start this hour. Last night we were all there. I was at Brockett Hall, big charity golf, and the news came through. Daniel Levy had resigned. It was massive news, and we thought, was he sacked? No, he's left. Tottenham announced the long-serving chairman has stepped down after nearly 25 years.
And now the end is near.
We haven't won enough. We now need to use that as a springboard to keep winning, because that's what this is all about.
It's my way, mate. That's what we do.
I really feel like we're building something, and what a trophy does is hopefully accelerates that.
Vicario takes it. It's glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur.
Having won the Europa League, thank you to Ange, you get a taste of it, but it's not enough. We've won 2 trophies in the last 20 plus years.
Very proud to sit in this chair and be part of the next chapter.
Ultimately, the decision is always going to be, it has to rest with me. It's always a collective decision.
I did it my way.
Daniel Levy has today stepped down from his role as executive chairman after nearly 25 years.
Whether you're a fan of Daniel Levy or not, and there's a lot of Tottenham fans obviously have been quite public in their criticism of him, this is a seismic day for Tottenham because this is the longest serving chairman. Obviously there have been some down moments in that time.
The half is the final that I didn't play with Tottenham.
And some up ones as well.
Tottenham are in the final. It's another English miracle in the Champions League.
Nothing has changed in terms of our ambition. It's always been the case.
Yeah, probably an unpopular opinion for Spurs fans, but I think it's a case of be careful what you wish for.
More, much more than this, I did it my way.
He always, you see pictures of Daniel, he seemed to always be on his own, you know, sitting there watching the game, not chatting, just, you know, on his own.
Yes.
So I think he's a very private person.
But you know, it'd be nice though, Al, one day for him to come out and speak and explain things, and maybe Spurs fans would be like, oh.
By the way,
so it was Joe Lewis that wouldn't do that, or wouldn't.
Well, Harry told us that earlier.
Joe Lewis wouldn't lift the wage bill. Joe Lewis wouldn't sign a player over 60 million. Maybe he's took a lot of stick that wasn't his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but like
it sounds like, doesn't it?
Yeah. Joe Lewis, very, 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 very clever man, had a bit of a problem with financial regulators in the US, and many people thought Mr. Lewis was going to go to jail, but that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Because he's getting on a bit now, Joe, and I think the family have just said, right, enough, change.
What, are you late 80s?
Leave it to us, Dad. We'll get on with it. Yeah. So,
be interesting to see, though.
It comes once a year. He parks his boat outside the Pont de la Tour.
Oh, lovely.
I see his boat, a beautiful yacht.
Yes.
Yeah, so, look, We don't know, and we'll only know if Daniel comes out and tells us.
Yeah,
you know?
and speaks about it, because
he does look a very private person.
Of course, but you just listen to Redknapp there, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe Daniel Levy fronted up for the criticism, but it was above him. Like Harry says, that was the problem.
So the appointment of 13 permanent managers. I know Poch wanted to come back. He was either
your mate Poch.
Oh, he'd have come back. No danger. That could still happen in the future. I reckon.
Have you spoke to him?
Not for a while, but yeah, he's what? Not for a while, but I like him a lot. I do.
Catch up with him, Al.
Good guy. He might be there Sunday, actually.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah,
nice,
maybe. Ex-Tottenham player Andros Townsend joined breakfast last month. He was actually glowing in the praise of Daniel Levy.
I've said it before, and I'm not afraid to say I'll get some stick, but I think he's the best chairman in the Premier League by far. Where he's taken Spurs from to where they are today, it's chalk and cheese. I remember 10 years ago, Spurs were a mid-table club playing in front of 25,000, not generating enough funds to be able to compete at the top level. Brand new training ground, brand new stadium, and now season in, season out, they're competing at the top level. They're in the Champions League. They won obviously the Europa League, and they're considered a big six side. Whereas before Spurs, it was the big four, and now Spurs have broken into that, not because of their achievements on the pitch, but what Daniel Levy has created, the brand he's created off the pitch.
Isn't it amazing? Two big, massive clubs. Tottenham's a massive club, and so is Manchester United, of course. Both toiled last year, didn't they? You look at that league positions. Okay, Spurs went on. They shared the final. Tottenham won it. But you look at the Premier League positions. Remarkable, really, how poor it was.
That's why they couldn't not sack Ange, because you've got to go for every competition you're in. You can't just, we're going to rest players for the Europa League. Fans are paying big money. That's what was frustrating me, Al, was if you're a Spurs fan, Alan, and you're taking your 3 kids, it might cost you £400 round trip, and you're going and it's, we lost again. Doesn't matter because we're saving our players for the Europa League. No, every competition you have to put first.
Premier League, look, again, I'll take nothing away from Bournemouth, but my son-in-law was there where my granddaughter...
I was listening to it.
It was dreadful.
I was listening to it on talkSPORT, and it was like, Bournemouth should have scored again. Another chance of Bournemouth. Spurs haven't had a shot yet.
Amazing.
But then
after the City,
that's what you do to Man City, then that's the problem, isn't it? That's how much Frank's going to have with some of these players, that they can't do it 2 games in a row.
So Daniel Levy out of Spurs now, still retains his shares though.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Let me take some calls. 03 717 223344. What's happening? Luke's a Tottenham fan. Is this good news or bad? Luke, morning.
Good morning, Luke.
Morning, gents. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Mate.
Good, Luke.
Good. So I came on, spoke to the boys on Drive about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I said to them, look, we need to start making marquee signings. This is where we're getting fed up. We're getting fed up of going out, shopping in Primark when everyone else is shopping in Marks and Sparks. If you want to start acting like a big club, then you need to start acting like one. This is a massive, massive, massive time now for us, because we're about to find out, I would say, over the next 2 transfer windows, whether the problem was Daniel Levy or whether the problem is the owners.
Yes,
right.
And this is huge now for them, because they have to step up. We had a lot of debacle over the summer with the Eze thing, and then with the, what's the lad's name from
Forest, yeah.
White. Yeah, that's it. Was it Daniel trying to negotiate too much? When you've got other clubs that can go out and they can get a deal done in 4 or 5 days, just like that. Boom, they're linked with a player. 4 or 5 days later, they sign him. Tottenham, you're linked with a player for a whole transfer window, and then they leave it to the last minute.
But does the player want to come though?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Does the player want to come? Right? Why wouldn't you? We've all said it.
Great club.
Huge potential of a club.
Of course.
Yeah. Sleeping Giant.
Yeah.
Massive stadium, massive training facilities.
Yep.
We've got to stop talking and start doing the walking. And this is what Joe Lewis and the family have to start realising.
Look, it's a good point you make. We'll see, what happens now.
Yes.
Was it Daniel or was it the holding family?
Do they sign a player over 60 million?
Spurs all over the world have got supporters.
Have they? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Trust me. Big
fan base.
Club. Yeah. Okay, we're back to that in a tick. 8:15 talkSPORT Travel.
shoot.
This is better than the rubbish you listen to.
Who sings this then?
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay. I do like this song.
Oh, you were.
I can get jiggy with this.
You were grooving right away.
Yeah, I can get jiggy with this. Friday nights, all over it, better.
What? Jiggy jig? What?
Get jiggy means like getting.
Get jiggy.
Get jiggy means like you're having a dance.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't dance.
I cannot. I
was watching the Bosch last night. Tom Skinner yesterday because he's strictly, isn't he?
Yes. Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
I've had a little bet on him, you know.
What, to win?
Yeah.
Any dance though? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he'd be a bit stiff to me.
He showed us a few moves, and you might be right, but he'll get better as the weeks go on.
Yes, and the fans will like him, won't they?
I think so.
Yes.
Told me who he's dancing with, but I won't go into it.
Oh.
I don't want to give too much away, but, you know.
You can tell me, mate. Go on.
No.
Go on.
No. Right, it's now September. Would you believe it? It gives us a chance to look back at last month, remember all the good bits and, of course, the worst bits. So for today's edition, we'll be looking at the goal of the month for August.
You were jokers.
And today's team in question is the Villa. All right. Oh, no, we might have a slight problem here. Let's take a listen.
Oh, grow up.
Welcome to Villa Park.
I wonder whether the Achilles heel for both of these teams this season's going to be the ability to score a goal.
And usually there's loads of goals between these two. Usually the home team dominates, but not today. Aston Villa 0, Newcastle United 0.
Gabby, who would you go for? I'm going to ask both of you. Oh, I just...
There goes my phone, never mind.
He doesn't have a case.
Keith Andrews' first ever win as Brentford manager. Right now, if I was a Villa fan, I'd be fuming. Brentford 1, Villa 0.
Aston Villa comprehensively beaten, and boos from the crowd remaining at Villa Park. Still not scored this season, Aston Villa. Just a point from 3 games. Crystal Palace have beaten Aston Villa by 3 goals to 0.
You hear Rupert there? Boo! Ooh.
They'll be fine now.
You bunch of cats.
Ooh. I saw him at the game, Rupert.
Did you?
Honestly, Al. He was in normal seating, and he looked like he didn't want to be in them seats. He wanted to be corporate.
How far? Or it'd be easy from Villa Park down to Rupert's Broadway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably an hour though.
Oh, it'd be an hour, wouldn't it?
Still be an hour, yeah. To get to his estates. No, but Aston Villa, no goals yet, but I'm sure they'll be cheering. Harvey Elliott coming in. We'll be helping serve Watkins and Morgan Rogers. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Right now, for the latest odds on whether Villa will get relegated with Coral, Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Simon,
Careful, Simon.
Well, Villa are 9-1 for a top 4 finish, which I suppose is a bit disappointing given how close they ran it last year.
No chance now. No
they're
chance.
They're 3-1 for a top 6 finish. That's within their grasp.
Perhaps,
I don't think so, mate. I think Villa will finish around 9th, 10th.
Oh,
Villa are 4 to 6. Right. Well, here we go. Villa are 4 to 6 for a top 10 finish, which effectively would mean they're 11 to 10 for a bottom 10 finish.
You say this. You say Villa will finish halfway.
I do. You know why? You know why? Because we haven't spent any money. Sunderland spent 150 million, didn't they? Aston Villa spent, I think, 20-something million. Our net spend this summer was minus 10 million. So with the players that we've lost, Asensio, Rashford, Jacob Ramsey, we haven't replaced them properly. I think it might be one of them seasons, and maybe we concentrate in Europa League like Spurs did, Simon.
Yeah. I think that might be the way to go. Yeah, it might be the way to go. I haven't got the betting on that actually up because I wasn't prepared to be talking about Aston Villa on International Break Week, I might point out.
Simon, have you got a power problem down in Purley? You know, you look rather dark down there.
Do I? God,
I put a light on, mate.
I've got my Godfather light on. Sorry, I should have put the lights on behind me. I was front lighting me. This is not great radio, by the way, for the majority of people listening to it on radio. But yes, I'm looking rather dark. But I'm trying to accentuate my tan from holiday. It's it's wearing off. Yes. Anyway, Scotland.
What about Scotland. Wales had the result, not a great performance, but got the result. Scotland struggling Denmark. So, what price the favourites Denmark?
Oh, look, I mean, they've got an outstanding home record. I think they've won 11 of their last 12 home qualifiers in these World Cups and Euros, Denmark. So they are 1-2. It's 3-1 the draw. 3-2 on the draw, which I think is attainable. 11-2 Scotland. I think Scotland have won the last 3 away games. The group, I must admit, I'll admit, I didn't fully realise some of these groups are only starting today. So this is the 4-team group with Greece and Belarus. It all starts tonight, doesn't it, Al? So, a draw would be a great result to start with.
I'll take it now.
Yeah. And look, I mean, I'm just a huge fan. I just really enjoyed following Scott McTominay in Italy last year. He's, started the season well again for Napoli. He's 11-1 to score first, 5-1 to grab a goal. He's a key player for Scotland, isn't he, Scott McTominay? And he has a knack of popping up in these games and delivering. So
it's been too long as well, Simon and Alan.
Yeah.
Alan will agree more than me. Scotland not playing in the World Cup. I mean, Wales, the last World Cup, qualified. When was the last time Scotland played in the World Cup, Al? You should know this.
I'm useless with dates.
Your own country. You should know, mate.
No. It must be 90s, is it? 90s?
So 96? Was it? When was it? I can't remember.
Well, 94. We'll have to. Right. 90, get your the producers will come up with
It's been that long. We
I
don't know.
wouldn't trust our producers. Honestly. Aviemore University.
He's so harsh. But look, it's going to be. Listen, I think it's going to be a great game, worth watching. We've got Rasmus Højlund, obviously on the Danish side. He's 4-1 to score first, 6-4 at any time.
We could get a draw. We could get a draw.
You qualify for the last 2 Euros. Essentially, it's a 4-team group, but the second place team goes into the playoffs next March as well. So Greece and Belarus, the other 2 opponents. Greece are heavy odds-on favourites to beat Belarus at home. But those Greece-Scotland games will be critical as well.
So are those 4 teams, if Scotland finish top of the group, straight into the World Cup?
Yes.
They've got to fancy themselves in that group, Simon, surely.
Well, it's basically 6 games, isn't it? 6 games.
Surely, Al.
This will be a great World Cup. This is one not to miss.
Of course.
Well, because there's 48 teams. And it's going to be incredible. 48 teams. Most of the games are in America, some Canada, some Mexico, spread across the USA.
I'm doing the Mexico games, Simon.
Yeah, are you? Is that actually official, or you're just deciding now?
I'm deciding, mate, yeah.
From Tijuana on the border.
Alan's doing the ones in Canada.
I don't nothing wrong with Canada. Yep. Vancouver, Toronto, don't worry about that, Gab. Racing, because I'm not even going to talk about England and Andorra. It should be 4, 5, 6. What about racing, Simon?
Well, we should give a shout out for my fellow countrymen, the Irish playing Hungary at the Aviva tomorrow. A very tight game. The Hungarians have been in. They have qualified for tournaments in the last 6 years or so. Ireland 8-5, Hungary 9-5, 9-4 the draw there. I'm a proud Irishman.
But this young side they had were meant to do well.
Zoboslai.
In the last big tournament, didn't do well. So, maybe they underachieved, but
good players.
Proven young side.
They did beat the Scottish 1-0 at the last-minute winner, of course, in the Euros, my point out. But anyway, you're racing. Firstly, Coral Racing Club, the Rochdale Cowboy is on his way to Haydock. Phoenix of Dreams for the Coral Racing Club is running the 242. Sean Quinn, the John Quinn and Sean Quinn partnership from Yorkshire. Sean Quinn is John's son. Brilliant with the videos. He sent a video through, and it's a big price. It's about 18-1, but he thinks it's first time out over 5 furlongs. It's had a break. Will love the ground, and he sort of said it's got an each-way chance. I mean, they always say that.
The Rochdale Cowboy, he reckons he's doing a lot down the gym. He couldn't lift a bag of frozen peas.
I'm not sure he's trying to turn himself into Mr. Universe. I think he's trying to stay healthy, Al. That's all.
Honestly, I looked at him like, what?
Well, he's exactly. I bet he can run a long way like a whippet, as you'd expect from the Rochdale area. But
runs alongside his whippet when he goes out.
Oh, he's a legend, John. But
Harry said he's racing this weekend. So what's the principal meeting?
Well, it's Haydock is the big meeting. It's the Sprint Cup tomorrow. Lazat, the horse who won the Golden Jubilee Stakes, that Royal Ascot, the French horse trained by Rainier, ridden by James Earl. He's the 5-2 favourite. But actually, over at Kempton, they've got the favourite for the Arc, Kalpana, running in the. I can't quite remember the name of the race, but she's the 5-1 favourite for the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
This is the Aga Khan's filly.
This is the Judd Monty. This is the Juddmont Colt, I think, is it a Kalpana or is it a filly? I should know. But yeah, that's on ITV. I'm trying to find the race now. Bear with me for 2 seconds. The September Stakes, the first race, the 135. Kalpana, Judd Monty owned, Andrew Balding, Colin Keane. He's 4-7. He's been sort of finishing runner-up in his last couple of races. He ran at Royal Ascot and the King George. He was second in the King George to Calandagan, who's the Aga Khan horse. So he runs tomorrow.
Right.
But good racing tomorrow, and then we've also got US Open. Djokovic goes Alcaraz tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Djokovic, he keeps talking about will his body hold up? Listen, you know, there's every chance it will hold up. Alcaraz, I love to watch, but Djokovic is brilliant.
Yes.
I think the value could be Djokovic.
Agreed.
Well, it's 11-4 Djokovic, 1-4 Carlos Alcaraz. That's
there you go.
15 tonight. The US Open semi-finals. Sinner's 1-25 to beat his opponent, and then it's all set up for that Sunday night. And of course, the Formula One. You always chuck that at me. I was
Italian
ready just in case, Gabby.
Monza.
It is the Italian Grand Prix.
What price Norris to bounce back?
It's evens. Oscar Piastri 6-4 Lando Norris. They're so consistent, those two McLarens. It's just Oscar Piastri just seems to have the edge, doesn't he? But and he's now 2-9 to win the World Championship. There's only 34 points between them, but it's going to be hard for Lando Norris to claw it back now. But still, we've got to cheer on Lando.
Simon,
Maybe
you've got to
now.
put some lights on, mate. I'll have a word, mate.
I will next time. Listen, I'm just feeling gloomy. I'm keep thinking of poor Aston Villa's prospects for the season. Feeling down, Gavin.
Simon, have a great weekend.
Top man, Simon.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you. Simon Clare there from Coral, More Sporting Odds with the boys from Coral. Don't forget, UK only, 18 plus, gambleaway.org. Right, that was a look at the latest odds thanks to Coral. Up next, are England going to lose the Ashes because of our spinners, or because of your spinners, I should say? We'll find out from legend. It's Graham Swan next. Another disappointment yesterday.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
When Sir Jim Ratcliffe took control of footballing operations at United, the Manchester-born billionaire was somewhat welcomed in as a homegrown hero, ready to save the club from the dark days of the Glazers. But in just 12 months, he became a punchbag for many fans. So what happened? Well, let's take a look and you can decide for yourself. Over the last 3 years, the club lost 300 million quid, and Ratcliffe rightfully committed to sorting that. But what seemed to get fans' backs up is the way he went about it. For example, talkSPORT understands staff lunch options at the Carrington canteen have been reduced to just soup and sandwiches, which the higher-ups at the club say will save them 1 million quid a year. Now, that might make sense for many who don't get free meals at work themselves, but it does get a little bit more picky than that. It was reported that after staff brought some stationery, they were ordered to send sellotape back because it wasn't considered to be essential. And the reward for being Steward of the Week used to be 50 quid, but that was scrapped and replaced by a paper certificate. But it's not just seemingly stingy decisions. In 2024 alone, Ratcliffe oversaw 250 redundancies, and more were announced at the beginning of 2025. Now, while there are people who acknowledge United staff numbers are overinflated, it's the optics which aren't great. Add to the mix the introduction of a flat ticket price of 66 quid for every fan, even children, while Casemiro's on 350 grand a week, and the frustration of fans reached fever pitch. Time will tell whether Ratcliffe's cost-cutting measures will improve outcomes at the club, but one thing's for sure, there's a long way to go for United to be back where many say they belong.
Lucky thing, honestly.
What?
I can't believe it.
What?
A little trip on the old Iron Bird off
need a tan,
out to
mate.
the Balearics again.
Yeah.
This has got to be your 7th holiday.
I'm getting pale now. I need a tan. Yeah, I need it.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Let's head straight to the phone line. Speak to Simon and Gabby Bunler fan. Yes, Simon Jordan.
Wow.
Is on the show to react to that huge Levy news that broke yesterday, in between meetings, of course. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Lord.
Good morning, boys. Good morning, boys. Gabby implored me to come on. I couldn't resist to go on to the breakfast show to help you with your desperate ratings.
Desperate ratings. Oh,
you're a joker, Simon.
It's about the 19th year on the trot we're been ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. You're gonna ask me, was I surprised? You can't be surprised by anything in football, can you? You've seen many things in your times, boys, as footballers and as broadcasters that would have taken your breath away. Look, the fact of the matter is, if you look at it with judgment, I would look at this and say probably Joe Lewis or the Lewis family have pushed Daniel. My nose tells me that. The judgment is interesting, whether they want to get some new money in the business, whether they're selling the business, and Daniel may be being moved out of the way to be able to achieve both outcomes. It's an interesting characterisation that they're putting out, the Lewis family now, that they're suggesting that they want a new level of success. Which then positions them with extra currency with the fans. It's interesting because I would imagine the business was run by Daniel under their directions, and their ambitions were probably very different to fund the football club in a different way. So it's interesting that they're now positioning themselves as being in pursuit of success, because that gives them extra currency with the fans and looks like a new era, and Daniel was part of the past and the reasons why possibly they didn't quite get the success. I think that's a slightly unfair positioning.
Simon, tell me a little bit. You were I don't know about dealings, but you would know Joe Lewis, wasn't he? Very, very successful Glaswegian, went to America, very successful, very, very fortunate. Odd, aren't they? So they
I've met them, and I've met Joe in very brief times. I found him a little bit of a humorless money-making machine, but notwithstanding that, he's a brilliant businessman.
Yeah.
And I think you're looking at Tottenham now. There is an element, Alan, of perceived failure tax on clubs that now aren't achieving what people think they are. If you look at Man City and look at Chelsea, they've spent money like drunken sailors to achieve things, and success has created inherent value for the football club. And I don't mean just on the field, I mean for the owners, who ultimately will look to sell this football club at the best price. So I think it's no secret that Tottenham probably is for sale. It's no secret that probably the Lewis family want to extract maximum value from it.
Well, I was told Qatar. There's a lot of rumours flying about Saudi. It could be a Saudi ownership, but Qatar was the one I was told.
There's been a raft of conversations, I understand, in terms of people perceive it to be interested in the football club, whether it's Bahrainians, whether it's Americans. Look, the bottom line is Daniel Levy, I think, did a brilliant job for Tottenham Hotspur. I think he built a spaceship. The challenge for Daniel now is he's probably locked into ENIC with no salary. And I wonder how they'll deal with him in the future. Maybe they'll squeeze him out and give him a haircut on his share price.
Would he need a salary, though? He's been there for so long. I'm pretty sure he's taking some great dividends.
I know that, Alan, but also whilst there's an element of Daniel might be a slight anachronism to the way that football is now run in terms of prudent football club owners aren't looked at in a certain way. And as I said earlier on, without associating failure with Daniel, if you don't build success on the field, it's perceived as a failure tax to some extent. And if you look at the value of Chelsea, and if you look at the value of Manchester City, where they've spent big, it's like making a Hollywood movie and saying, I don't want to buy the superstars because I want to keep my budgets to a level. There is a thought process that needs to change about the value of football clubs based upon their success on the field. And I do think that the Lewis family will sell this business, or they will raise new capital, and perhaps Daniel was in the way. But I think the legacy for Daniel has to be that he's built a brilliant football club with a real opportunity. And those that are sort of revelling in the fact that Daniel's gone, careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the future looks like, because it won't be a wonderful thing if every single football club we have in this country is owned by Middle Eastern or American businesses. That won't be a wonderful thing, but it may well be the direction of travel that we'll have to accept. And when we start seeing regulators coming into football and we see more and more foreign owners that won't like some of the governance that's going to be put into play, we might see some big changes in our football framework that people won't appreciate in the long game.
Simon, you mentioned earlier you're in and out of business meetings this morning. Do you miss not being in charge of a football club? Is that a possibility you could get back in one day?
Listen, do I miss making decisions that affect outcomes that can change the direction of travel? Yes, of course. Do I miss the nonsense of what we do, which is scrutinise every aspect of every fart and whistle that everyone does in football and turn it back in there on itself? Probably not. But football now is such a phenomenal business. When I came out of it 10, 12 years, 13 years ago with a great big hole in my pocket, if you asked me then, would I miss it? No, I'd rather shoot myself in the face than do it. But now you look at it and think, it's a brilliant business. It's got huge opportunities. It's a huge influence play. And so, who knows? If the right project came along, if the right deal came along, I would never rule out the opportunity to do something that, despite having made mistakes in it previously, the one thing you learn from, Alan, as you know, is if you make mistakes, you learn from those mistakes, you make different ones going forward, but the one thing you can't buy in life is experience.
Yeah.
Simon, one more to finish, Simon. Daniel Levy has had a lot of stick, hasn't he? He's been slaughtered by Spurs fans for years, demonstrations, protests against him. But we had Harry Redknapp on earlier, and Harry agreed that maybe Joe Lewis was the one that decided that they won't buy a player over 60 million and the wage structure is going to be low, and Daniel Levy took all the heat. Well,
I would suggest that Daniel probably ran Tottenham the way that the majority shareholders would like to see it run, right? And the primary funders. Now, of course, there will be an argument that Daniel could have pushed back harder and perhaps had a different view. But my view is that he ran the football club in most instances brilliantly. I didn't always agree with him. I had massive confrontations with him over players that he tried to take from me, whether it was Andrew Johnson or Wayne Routledge or John Bostock. And I didn't always agree with it, but I came to respect the acumen. And I think that having achieved so much, he's built a platform, he's built a spaceship. There might be an argument, Gab, that he needs a new captain. But I do not think that some of the flack that Levy caught was fair and justified. And I do think that the Lewis family were, which is why the irony of them suggesting now, we want more success. Our vision is for more success. Very good, very clever. We'll see how that looks.
Simon, any chance, do you think Daniel could get back in at another club, or is it just Tottenham in his heart?
Who knows? I mean, Daniel probably will sit back and look at the journey that he's been on, 25 years of people observing on the things that he's done. He's run a football club. You know, when Tottenham was run in the past, Sugar ran it the same way. Prior to Sugar and Daniel Levy coming in, you had Irvin Scholar, who was, whilst an intellectual and part of the Premier League construct, the football club was in financial difficulties. Daniel, I guess, won't have to worry about too much. I don't think he's going to be, having a cup out for his next meal. I couldn't second guess what he'll do, but I'd be very surprised if Daniel went to another football club. I wouldn't be surprised if he found himself in a position of influence in other aspects of football.
Yeah, and just to bring you right up to speed, Simon, Gabby's jumping on a jet from Gatwick. He's gone out to get some paddle lessons in Mallorca.
Yes,
this guy
some warm weather training.
Simon, I know.
Yeah, the challenge for Gabby is you have to start with some position of talent to be able to get yourself to a point where you can improve. Gabby, maybe fly fishing, Gabby. Maybe that's a better task for you. Fly fishing, a bit of grass.
That'll do us, Simon. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Simon, nice one. Have a nice weekend.
You too, boys.
Thank you, Simon. Interesting, Simon Jordan. It'll be very, very interesting now to see, what happens at Spurs with Joe Lewis's family now taking over.
Could they bring in someone else, Alan, that does exactly the same job as Daniel Levy did, or do they all sell up to overseas, Saudis, Qataris, wherever it will be? It'd be interesting to see, but like Simon agrees, maybe Daniel Levy had 60 million was the cap of buying a player, the wages were capped at this, all because of people above him, so it's hard to give him all the
Well, I was told Qataris had done a deal, but,
You got all the links, didn't you?
Well, it might be wrong. Maybe there was a possibility which is gone now. Is it Saudis or are the Lewis family saying, no, we're not for sale? I've just got a feeling it will be for sale.
I'm sure we'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah, okay, 8:45, still to come.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
King. I said a hip hop, the hippie to the hip of the hip hip a hopper. You don't stop the rocket to the bam bam boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to me. And now what you hear, it's not a test. Well, I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Big Bad Alan. I'd like to say hello to the black, to the right, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. He got hot out tender.
That was good, by the way. It was very good. Alan McCoy's coming up. Our very own Viking as Scotland take on Denmark away. A tough game. That's coming up on talkSPORT, 8:45.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
we got Sean McCann. And Rob Boyd on the wing. No Scotland, no party. Steve Clark's Tartan Army. And even if we don't win, we will win. We'll boogie on in Berlin. No Scotland, no party.
I just hope we get a result. I do, because
take a draw.
That World Cup. Oh God, yeah. And then the Greece games. But we should beat Greece.
Yep. And then Belarus. That's a decent group, mate.
I know. But it just worries me, the state of Scottish football.
Imagine the Scots in July out in America.
It'd be magnificent. Whether it be in America or Mexico.
Oh.
Imagine them in Mexico. Yeah. Hey, Acapulco. Be brilliant. So the Tartan Army are back in action tonight. It promises to be a huge challenge. Denmark away in a World Cup qualifier. Let's get a bit more in the game and cross over for this former Scottish striker.
Who can it be?
Set it up for McCoy's. Oh, yes! Brilliant goal, Ali McCoy's! And Scotland's biggest hero provides a goal at last after missing two much easier chances.
Missing two easier chances.
Biggest hero. What about Dennis? What about Kenny? What is up with that commentator? Dear, oh dear.
That's scandalous, you two. Hey, listen, Gabby, I've got to say, who'd have thought that Simon Jordan would be my warm-up?
Ali, I said to Alan, it's nice for him to join the biggest show on radio.
I think he sounded a bit nervous this morning,
Yeah,
Gabby.
it's a big step up, mate.
He
done well.
It's a big deal for him.
I've got a feeling he wants to get back in me. I do.
You better watch your back for 3 years. He'll be stabbing us in the back to get that show.
No, not the show. I think he feels like buying another club or getting involved.
Oh, he's got the itch, you reckon? Ooh.
Oh, I think he's got the itch for something. I thought he fancied the boxing as well, right enough. I think he's wanting to get back into something, though. I agree with you.
He's a busy boy. He's when he said earlier he's in between meetings, I believe him. He's a busy boy. Yeah. He's doing a lot at the moment. As are you, pal. But listen, I hope we're busy tonight. Denmark away. Our record there is pants.
Yep. Not good, mate. It's not good. I heard you boys earlier on, and it is a very, very tough group. We were having a laugh about it last night. The boys were having a wee chat. I think this is a first for us. We're getting into the opening game of the campaign, and it's a must not get beat. Yeah. It really is. That's how vital it is. But Denmark, good team, lads. I mean, I'm looking at some of their stats, Gabby, and I think they've won 22 of the last 25 at home.
Brilliant.
In all competitions. Yeah, they're a good side. And I think the last 5 meetings between the teams, the home teams won. So I think, I'll be stating the obvious, I think they'll have the most of the possession. But you never know. You never know. If we could nick something. Strongest part of the team, again, looks like the midfield lads. Obviously, McTominay's had a wonderful season. You get Ferguson, wee Billy Gilmore, John McGinnon, boys like that. So I think the strongest section of the team would be the midfield. But it's a big, big game. And I didn't want to worry you there when I heard you as well, Alan. I think actually Greece beat us 3-0 the last time we played them. So it's a really tough group.
They have improved, but, we got to start believing in ourselves, Ali. That's what I'm saying. We need someone, we need somebody to say, come on, boys, we're decent here. We're not going to get turned over here. Come on, it's the World Cup at stake here.
We couldn't work out the last World Cup Scotland played in. Al, could you tell us, Ali?
It was 98, believe it or not, in France.
Wow.
I'll tell you, I mean, incredible. Nearly 30 years ago. It's absolutely amazing. That was the last one. Opening day, we get beat 2-1 by Brazil, the opening game of that particular campaign. But you're right, it's been a long time, far too long. I mean, Stevie's done well. We've got to the last 2 Euros, which has been great, although we didn't perform particularly well, certainly the last one in Germany. But the one thing I think's missing, and it's been missing for years and years and years, lads, I still don't think, and it's something that we always had in our side, Al, and you know that better than me. We always had a winger or somebody with a bit of flair that could do something different.
Yeah.
Go buy somebody, take somebody on, and the whole picture changes. The whole thing's open up. We've had legends like, Jimmy Johnson and Davy Cooper and boys like that. We always had somebody
John
on the
Robertson, Robbo.
Robbo was another one. Robbo was fantastic. And that just concerns me. I think we've got a great set of lads that'll guarantee to work their socks off. Stevie will have them organised. It's just a little little bit of flair, the little bit of something different, Gav, that concerns me a little bit.
By the way, how have the Danes done it? You know, I go back to Soren Lurby. Do you remember him, Ali?
I do.
He was a top player, and then you got the big fella at Liverpool, Jan. You know, they had some great players, and the Laudrup boys.
The two Laudrups.
Oh, fantastic players.
Michael and Brian. There were some fantastic players. Soren Lerby's another one you mentioned. You go all the way back. They've had great sides. That period, sort of 80s to 2000, the Scandinavians in particular, had some brilliant sides.
Jasper Olsen, the tricky winger,
yes,
Ajax,
Jasper
Man
Olsen was another one.
Yeah.
And they've got talent in their team. You know, Damsgaard will play. I think Højbjerg captains them. Be interested to see Højlund up front right enough, but they've definitely got. You look at their team, and if you're going to be brutally honest, man for man, they look slightly better.
But Ali, find a way to get a point. Find a way to a bit of grit, and you get out of there, and you're like, okay, it's still on. We've got at a point. We haven't lost, and the group's still open because there could be so many more tough teams, better teams in Denmark and better teams in Greece and Belarus that you could have had in your group.
Gabby, I'll tell you right now, the one thing you guarantee, Steve will have the boys organised. If you were offering me a point right now, I'd bite your hand off.
I'd take it.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of the great qualifying games from recent campaigns was when we scored 2 late goals in Norway. I don't know if you remember. And that was a massive game for us. So you never know.
Well, we went to Paris and won 1-0, didn't we, McFads? You know, so we have got a shock in us, there's no doubt about it. Ali, just before you go, what do you make of the Tottenham news? That was right out of the blue, wasn't it?
Wow. I mean, where did that, in all seriousness, where did that come from? It's obviously, there's no way that'll be a knee-jerk reaction. He's obviously been thinking about it for some time, but isn't it amazing? Because there's just no way in the earth I could have seen that happening.
No.
You know, I thought he was there for his, you know, for a foreseeable future. But I think you make a good point now, Al. It's going to be interesting to see what road they go down and what changes will be made, because they'll obviously have to be replaced. And you can say what you like about him, and a lot of people do. He'll take some replacing, lads. He will take some replacing.
I'm hoping Sunday I've got a big barbecue down in Newsells, the stud, and all the Tottenham lads are there. So hopefully I'll get a little idea of what's happened and how long this has been going on for.
You can tell Ali for his show on Monday, can't you?
Yeah, I can do, If I'm getting to see, absolutely, yeah.
I look forward to hearing that, but unfortunately I won't be able to hear from Gabby. Billy Butlin's away again.
Don't you start, Ali. Ali, you've got some nerve, mate.
Honestly, he travels more than Henry Kissinger did.
I'm going to tell you something now. He keeps his passport in the fridge. He does. See when he goes through airport security, they don't ask for his passport. He just gives the boy high five.
By the way, here's you and me out of contract as well, and he's travelling the world.
Yeah, I got extra holiday, Ali.
First class.
Extra holiday.
He's got all our money in his new contract.
Unbelievable, Alan. We've made the guy. We've made him. We've carried him. They one on my back sore. We've carried him. Another one I've carried. Have a great weekend, pal.
Not bad, Ali.
Brilliant, lads. Great to talk to you.
See you, Alistair. There you go. Right, coming up, we turn our attention back. What's he going on with the beard? Is he gone fishing again? Is he gone cod fishing?
He's looking very Santa Claus, isn't he?
Isn't he? Yeah. Ken Bates with a Scottish accent. Coming up, we turn our attention back to Spurs. John Barman has been very critical of Daniel Levy's time in North London. Ramon Vega will be with us.
Everyone knows there are 20 managers in the Premier League, yeah? Well, actually, no. Around 3/4 of them are not managers. The terms manager and head coach are often used interchangeably to describe Premier League bosses, but they're actually two different jobs. So let's explain how and why. For years, fans referred to Mikel Arteta as Arsenal's manager, but I'm afraid technically...
No, I don't think so. No.
From his first day on the job, he was the Gunners' head coach. Let's pick a random moment in time, February 2025. Only 6 Premier League bosses actually held the official title of manager rather than head coach. Man City's Pep Guardiola, David Moyes of Everton, Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna, Southampton's Ivan Juric, Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace and Leicester's Ruud van Nistelrooy were the only actual managers of their respective teams. Everyone else? That's right, head coach, including Ruben Amorim at Man United. He took over from Erik ten Hag, a man who had held the title of manager. Might come as a surprise that Amorim's appointment marked the first time ever that Man United had a head coach instead of a manager. But to understand why they made that decision, you also have to get what the difference is between a head coach and a manager. A manager's got a huge range of responsibilities. They're not just in charge of training and player lineups, they're also heavily involved in player sales and transfers. Critical stuff. But a head coach's role is far more focused on team training and performance on the pitch. So whereas Ten Hag was highly involved with decisions around transfers during his tenure, the intention was that Amorim wouldn't be, at least not on the same level. And as the sporting structure at Man United changed under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, people like Sir Dave Brailsford took charge of transfers instead. How all those roles play out in practice may be slightly different at different clubs though. On the other hand, the contracts of actual managers like Pep or Moyes had no limits on their job role and their involvement with transfers and contracts. But those guys are actually in the minority now, and it's a change that's happened pretty quickly. In 2019, there were only 6 head coaches in the Premier League, but by 2025, there were 14. A clear indication that more and more clubs are moving towards a model where the guy in charge is actually only really in charge on the pitch. And the way things are going, it might not be long before all 20 clubs have got head coaches, and the job position of football manager in the top flight is no more.
Six minutes after 9 o'clock. I've just had a few emails from your boys up at Brocket Hall playing in the golf the second day today. Steve Jones and his mates. He's not on holiday again.
Well, behave yourself.
See, even there,
they can't talk, by the way.
Well, they have a few holidays, but not as many as you.
You and Ali out of control, mate.
By the way, Scotland, Denmark.
Yes.
I remember when I was working as a co-commentator, I was in the Faroe Islands, right? That's out in the Atlantic.
Yes.
Out towards Scandinavia. And the Aberdeen ferry came in, the Tartan Army came off the boat. You want to see the state of them. And I'm like, rough crossing them? No, we just drunk the boat dry. They couldn't walk. They were all holding each other up. It was hilarious.
Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Can I be like that tonight?
Yes, they do, yeah.
Slow,
a lot of them will jump the plane because...
Yeah, easier.
But there'll be one or two take the boat. Oh. Yeah, what a...
I can picture it now, mate.
Unbelievable supporters. Are brilliant. talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby Bunler, Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best shoes, car deals guaranteed. Now, how the Spurs fans have reacted to Levy's departure as chairman. Here's just a few we've had over the last 14 hours here on talkSPORT.
Personally, I think it's fantastic news for Tottenham Hotspur, and I can only think that hopefully, ideally, we're going to be on the up and up now that he's finally gone.
He's made horrendous management decisions. AVB, sacking Mourinho when he did, Mopo, they're horrendous management decisions. But the bloke has turned Tottenham into a massive world power, like he said. Spurs is the best run club in the league. From a footballing perspective, he just wasn't cutting the mustard.
What mustard do you want to be cut?
Sorry?
Go on, name it. Name it. What mustard should you be cutting?
What do you mean? You can't cut mustard.
I want to contend. We want to be...
You're not going to say, are you? I'll give you enough opportunities, Joshua.
What? Win the Premier League?
Come on. You can't even... Joe, here's the funny thing. He can't even bring himself to say it.
Time to say goodbye. Well, did Daniel say goodbye, or was he pushed? It looks like the Lewis family have said, no, it's time for change. Tottenham, a lot of the Tottenham fans are delighted, but there is a fair amount as well of saying, bit harsh, is it all his fault?
Seeming 50-50.
Harry Redknapp earlier, Gab told us he thought the Lewis family were making a lot of the big decisions.
He had no problems with him either.
No. No.
Yes.
So Daniel's long reign at Spurs is over. Immediate effect. talkSPORT understands Levy's departure was driven by majority club owners, the Lewis family, Joe Lewis and his kids, in the hope of greater sporting success. Look, the club's in great financial state. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Daniel was appointed early 2001 and has overseen 2 major trophy wins, as well as the appointment of 13 permanent managers. John is now his former Tottenham defender, 1999 League Cup winner, Ramon Vega from beautiful Dubai. Ramon, good morning.
Good morning, Ramon.
Good morning, both of you. I hope you guys are well.
We're very well. Looking at that beautiful picture behind you, that view, very
stunning,
nice,
Ramon.
So listen, guys, I hope Daniel Levy had a better sleep now after last night stepping down from Tottenham Hotspur as a chairman. I feel it with him because the criticism came up to a level where I would say was not supporting anymore himself, the club, the all around him. Of course, some of the criticism for certain is valid. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, I feel for him because 25 years are 25 years giving to this club. But he's not a person to be part of a public company, we call it. He's not a character. And this is one of the luck he pretty much had over the years. The communication, the interactivity between the fans and so on was very luck. He's a shrewd, cold-headed businessman, no doubt whatsoever. But the combination in football, you need to have both. You need to have the sport diplomacy as well. You need to shake hands. You need to communicate. You need to know what's going on with the club, etc. Just from an experience point of view, myself, my wife, when we've done the FIFA campaign and such, it's completely different. Because we're talking at the football cartel, 5 continents, self-sponsored as such. In the same time, it's a ruthless game, the football industry. Moral side point of view, ethical point of view is gone. So I feel from his point of view when he steps down yesterday, or the board made the decision to him to step down. Don't forget, he's still an owner. He's still part of the ownership within the club. So he's still people behind the scene. But at the same time, you need to question, is this football industry ready for only money talking? Because he was coming in 25 years ago. He's an example where now the private equity entity is coming into the football industry.
Ramon, I get your point. You're breaking up. The line is not great. Ramon, just a quick one, because I've got to be quick. The line is no good, I'm afraid. Ramon, the Lewis family have made the decision. Do you think there's a sellout? Do you think either Saudi or maybe Qataris are coming in to buy Spurs? No, we've lost the line. I was just wondering, being out in Dubai there, would he have any, because Ramon was involved in financial, he was banking and stuff like that. And being out there, he'd know a lot of people out there. So I just wonder, I might be wrong.
It's hard, isn't it?
Backing up the wrong tree.
Yeah, it's hard to try and second guess, but what I do know is a lot of people would love to hear Daniel Levy's thoughts on it. You know,
I'm not sure we will do. I think he's a very private man, Gab.
It's a shame, though. But like everyone's saying, Alan, and Simon Jordan, who knows more than all of us about owning football clubs,
finance, football.
You know,
yeah, it is ruthless. There's no doubt
it's
about
ruthless, and maybe they pushed him rather than him walking because he's a Spurs fan. Daniel Levy. I'm sure he wouldn't want to just leave the football club, especially after winning their first trophy in so many years, European trophy. So. It'd be interesting to see what.
I think Spurs are in for a good season. I really do.
So do I.
Yeah,
they've got a very good side, but they've got to get back-to-back results out. They can't be turning up against Man City and then it comes to a home game against Bournemouth. And Bournemouth are a good side. Showed it against Liverpool, first game of the season, but you should be beating Bournemouth.
Got battered, yeah. All right, we'll try and get to the bottom of this. We'll find out. Daniel Levy has gone as chairman, stepped down. Don't forget, the talkSPORT Daily this morning is dedicated to the Daniel Levy situation at Spurs. Everything you need to know is in the talkSPORT Daily, wherever you get your podcasts from. Coming up, Gabby said that England are going to the World Cup underprepared. What does Three Lions legend Stuart Pearce think? We'll find out from Pearcey next. A sangria, por favor.
Yes, please, 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 please.
Gabby in Mallorca.
Oh, tapas.
He's out again.
Sangria.
You must have some air miles, you.
What do you mean?
Well, if you book through the American Express, you got all these British Airways air miles.
Yeah. I have to try that.
You know fine well you do.
I'm trying to catch you and Ali up, mate. You know, you give me some great advice a year ago. I remember it was a year today, Gabby. We're only here for a visit.
Correct.
You got to enjoy. So I'm enjoying, mate.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, mate.
Now England take on Andorra tomorrow, Villa Park. Gabby, you go to now. Of course you're not going. You're in Mallorca.
Do you know what, mate?
Live on talkSPORT.
I was actually invited to come and receive my legacy cap.
What legacy cap?
So I think what they're doing in the FA is they're giving every player who's played for the country like a legacy cap, a red cap.
Well, is that not more important than going to...
I know, it was already booked, the holiday. But
no, where you going? Mallorca.
Yeah, I spoke to them and we're going to do it on a different day. But I was going to get it at Villa Park.
Whereabouts in Mallorca are you going?
You trying to get me robbed?
No. No, where are you going? Are you going?
I'm going to go Port Andrex.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to try somewhere different. Yeah,
that's my pal's place.
No, I'm going to get a number off you. Try some nice.
The TV, yeah, my pal.
Yeah, so looking forward to it, Alan.
Although he might be the barbecue Sunday, so I'll see. But I don't know if he owns. He bought a beautiful Italian restaurant in the port there. I don't know if he still owns it.
Can you let me know?
I will let you know.
I'll put it on your tab.
Well, you can do.
Thank you.
England take on Andorra tomorrow, Villa Park, live in talkSPORT. What is Tuchel's fifth game in charge? He's so far he's won 3 and lost 1, but the 1-0 win in Andorra, followed by a 3-1 friendly defeat against Senegal in Nottingham, led to much criticism during the last international break. 2 first call-ups to the squad, Jed Spence of Spurs, Forrest Elliott Anderson, who spoke yesterday about his desire to force his way into the star-studded midfield.
Yeah, there's some top players in this position, and it's a privilege to be called up in this position. So it's really good to be competing with players like these, and yeah, I think it'll bring out the best in my game.
Yeah, bang out of order, Elliot. I think he played every level for Scotland. Decides he gets conned.
Yeah, it's not great.
Elliot, what's up with you?
Did he? Yeah, 21s.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe he was born in England. Scottish.
Oh no, I'm sure he was, but I think he played.
Give him a break, Al. Give him a break, mate.
Nah, but listen, he's one of them who works hard, works his socks.
Good player.
After. You know what you're getting.
There's a chance as well in that midfield.
Join us now is England Forest legend. He probably had something to do with it. Stuart Pearce joins us. Piercy, morning, Stuart.
Morning, Piercy.
Morning, gentlemen. You made the right choice.
How can you do that? How can you perform at different levels to one country and then jump ship? Shocking.
No. In all honesty, I think once you represent one country, you shouldn't be able to represent another. But I'm still trying to get Kenny Dalglish on side. He done sterling work for England, mate. Don't worry.
Anderson has been great for Forest, and he's one of them. He's a manager's dream, isn't he? He gives you 100% every time.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's had a brilliant couple of years since the move, and I think that the midfield 3 balance is something that Thomas is going to have to sort out. That's absolutely vital, getting that balance. You know that Declan will probably play. You know that Jude Bellingham will probably play when he's fit. But you need competition for places, and sometimes it's not the biggest names, it's the better balance that, as you well know.
Sure. Sorry, Gab. I know you're thinking about your holiday. Sure. I said earlier, and maybe being a little bit, maybe not thinking about it, but if I was Thomas, I'd pick the side, say, guys, look, there's your set pieces. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. This is the shape I'm looking for. Now go out there and batter them. Just, get an early goal, relax, smile, beat them 4-5-0. England should beat them. I know they say now, sure, international, any game's difficult, but come on. We're talking guys that walk the lifts and the ski resorts in Wales. They should batter them.
Yeah, listen, they'll win the game. There's no doubt about that. But I think what he'll be looking for probably is a more coherent performance than we saw in the last 2 games. We were well beaten against Senegal, no doubt about that. In the game prior to that, I think he's looking for I sensed when we interviewed him for talkSPORT in the summer, there was a little bit of a frustration in him that the team hadn't sort of gone out and delivered the performance that he thinks the talent in the squad is worthy of.
Yeah.
Do you think as well, Piercy, he's got to work out. I know it's hard. Bellingham's injured, Saka's injured. You know, Palmer's not available. Phil Foden as well. But at some point, he's got to work out his best team. And what frustrated me, and I know the FA would have sorted out a friendly between England and Wales at Wembley in October, but couldn't that friendly have been against an elite team just to test your side against them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, Gab, that you probably don't know about. There might be reciprocal games that you take when you take a friendly. You know, years and years ago, you're committed to do another friendly. I don't know how that works. But what I would say, with the injuries that we got this time out, you know what? It just might play into his hands that he's in some ways forced to play players that he might not have played, you know. And he's fumbling at the moment for the balance, and he's got a year to do that, to get that right. And sometimes, as I say, in all the teams, you know, that we've all played in, sometimes it's not the big hitters, it's the balance of the team and the ugly ducklings maybe that are in the team that make the team tick and more fluent.
Yeah, this is a big World Cup as well. You know, it says different countries. It says, you know, I think it's going to be a great World Cup. I really do. And England I think they've got to start believing themselves, Stuart, that we are one of the favourites to win this.
Well, I mean, listen, when you see what we've done over the last few tournaments with Gareth getting to finals, getting to semi-finals, you name it, we're knocking on the door. There's no doubt about that. Under-21's victorious again this summer. So, you know, if I put my hand on my heart, I'm not sure that this is the tournament we're going to break that senior duck, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's going to be very, very difficult, you know, in all the climate and one or two other things. But, you know, we certainly, if we get the balance right, we'll have a good go at it.
It's a chance as well, isn't it? Sorry, Al, for Jed Spence to show, because he's been outstanding, hasn't he? The end of last season and this season. You look at even the Super Cup, you know, players can't get past him. 1v1 duels. Yep. He showed how good he is. I'm sure the manager will be excited to see him in an England shirt.
Yeah, when he made the move down to Tottenham, he didn't really hit it off. And I think he went out on loan and found it really difficult, you know, to sort of settle in there. But he certainly found his feet now. Sometimes that happens with players, especially youngsters, but he's certainly worthy of call-up. And the one thing that Tuchel does is he brings players in that you think, well, I'm surprised he's picked him. He makes the hard calls, I think, just to have a look at these players. And his job now is to have a look at everybody over this period of a year whilst qualifying.
Sure, I was going to talk about Daniel Levy, but we don't know what's happened there, so we'll leave that for now.
Yeah, okay.
Just touch on Manchester City, Stuart. I'm baffled. You know, at one stage I thought, Pep, you're a genius, absolute genius.
Yeah.
And yet, defensively, Stewie, they look vulnerable. They really, really do.
Yeah, I think that cloak of invisibility has faded slightly. I think a lot of teams are not fearful of City like they used to be, you know, some 5-6 years ago. And, you know, I'm really pleased and intrigued to see how Pep turns this round because, listen, he's an elite manager. There's no doubt about that. You know, he's one of the best the world's ever seen. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how he turns this round and how the team beds in. He's made a lot of changes, we've got to remember, you know, from January, certainly this transfer window as well. So I don't think too many people... They expect the team to hit the ground running and be very fluent straight away. And maybe it's going to take the likes of Rodri to get back into his rhythm again and one or two other players to settle in.
Yeah, Stewie, I always love asking this question. This weekend, what crackpot bands are you going to go and watch?
Well, I'll go back to last Tuesday. I went to see The Hives, with a Swedish band with Daichi in London, which was really good.
The Hives?
Yeah, The Hives. Have a little look, get the boys to listen to them for you. They've been around a while. They've been, you know, around a good 20-odd years. So they're a good band. And next Saturday is the big one out.
Go on.
Stranglers and the Skids in Watford.
The Stranglers, Golden Brown, that was it. And the Skids, have they had a hit?
In fact, the Skids are from Dunfermline, and Dunfermline's third kit is based on a Skids album. There you go. There's a bit of a back catalogue for you. This season's third kit is based on their album.
So I take it they're punk rockers.
Well, not really. They're sort of Into the Valley. They used to sing. You might know that.
I've heard that one. Yeah.
Is that okay with you, Al?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Listen, I'm all for listening to different music.
Okay,
but,
good.
The Skids. There you go. He's a boy. I tell you what, I don't know how your missus puts up with you, Stu. She can't want to go and watch the Skids, for God's sake.
Well, to be fair, she is actually coming next Saturday, and she went to the Hives as well, but she took her earplugs to the Hives.
Have a great weekend.
Cheers. Take care, gents. Have a good break.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Take care.
You know what? Big Butch was heavy metal, Big Butch.
Yeah.
Him and Marin on the team bus, it used to drive you mad.
Did you have arguments of like who music's on?
Yeah, it was headbanging stuff. Honestly, especially if we had a good win on the way home, we always had a few cans of lager, or a glass of wine, and they put this on blaring. You're like, give us a break, boys. How can you like this?
It's a power of music, though.
And
everyone's got their taste.
The toilet on the bus was up the back, obviously.
Of course.
And you have the old directors, and they were old Ipswich directors. And they come up, it was a soundproof back end of the bus, and they come up for a pee, and they'd open the door. I think 3 of them had heart attacks. Coming up at 9:30.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free-kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head-on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time, as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season, there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
Yes, I am. Get away from me. You don't rule my life.
You're not going to Spain, and that's that.
Why not?
Because I said so.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yes,
you ain't
I am.
my mother.
Yes, I am. What the hell was that?
I don't know. Who were them two?
I've no idea.
Weren't
A
us.
couple of
Yeah, I
numpties.
think that was O'Hara and Cundy.
That must have been ages ago we done that.
Yeah, we got sucked in, mate.
Yeah,
Never again.
yeah. talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby Bunlow and Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Right then. A bit of EastEnders then on this Friday morning. Why are we playing it? Well, we have a very special guest, none other than EastEnders legend. Ross Kemp joins us now, urging Brits to toughen up and strengthen their pensions. Ross, a very good morning.
Good morning, Ross.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm trying to get my head around this, Ross. From the toughest gangs around the world to pensions. What's going on here?
Well, look, many people aged between 35 and 55 are taking steps to get fit and healthy. They're down the gym, they go for walks. They're really, really interested in their longevity. But
yeah.
Not many of us have organised our finances for later on in life. So that's why I'm fronting this year's Pay Your Pension Some Attention campaign. We want the nation to focus not only on their personal fitness, but also on their financial fitness.
Right.
And engage with pension provisions for the future.
You mentioned 35 plus, but is that not too late to start a pension? As some people say? No,
it's ever too late. I mean, we're talking about, before you exercise, we're linking it to physical exercise and how much people concentrate on that and how little they concentrate on their financial fitness and their future. So if you think about this, you stretch before you exercise. So why not stretch your mind back and think about all the other jobs that you may have done where you've paid into a pension pot and you may have forgotten about it. So stretch yourselves back to that and think about that. Then check your form. Always make sure you're exercising in the right way. So check what you actually have in your pot right now. And then you do your workout. So then work out what you may need in the future to allow you to live comfortably. Because there's no point in going down the gym, smashing yourself, getting yourself fit, going to yoga, going to your dance classes, running marathons. If when you get to a certain age and you want to stop working, you're as fit as a fiddle, but you can't afford to go out.
Do you think people take you for granted, Ross? About like when they get older and finances, and we need more campaigns for people to listen and say, listen, when you're 65 and you're 70, you need that pension to help you the rest of your life?
Well, across the board, but we are sort of living longer with the advances in medical science, but we're still got our heads in the sand when it comes to looking at future finances. We all sort of want to live for today, and I think we're encouraged to do that. We're encouraged to spend wherever we go. We're not really encouraged to look after our financial wealth when we want to stop working.
The problem I've got, and I'm not being negative here, Ross, you were an actor, right? You were in and out of jobs until EastEnders came along, you know, and I would imagine that you were thinking, how am I going to get by next month? Never mind thinking about pension.
Well, do you know what? Even through drama school, I worked. I worked as a labourer in between terms. I worked in a pizzeria in the evening, and I never, very rare for a student not to go into the red, but I managed to scrape through just. But I also forwent a lot of the pleasures that my other fellow students enjoyed. Luckily, I had my rugby on a Saturday, and I trained during the week, and that was my enjoyment. But I've always tried, because of the way that the acting profession goes and the documentary profession goes, and anyone who's a freelancer, that when I'm in work, I always put a little bit aside for the future, because you just don't know, particularly in my profession, what's around the corner. But I think that now applies to virtually everybody out there. Well, none of us know. I don't think any of us have got total security in whatever job we do. So, you know, it's really important that we concentrate on paying your pension some attention, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But who do you trust? And can you trust this government? And I don't want to get political, but they're trying to take money off you right, left and centre.
I would suggest that trusting government is not where you want to put your money. I would suggest that you go to pay your pension some attention, look at the website, look at the available pension companies that are out there, and check them out. They have an obligation to be honest with you, and if they're not, then you can take steps to sort them out. And look at them. Look at if you want an ethical pension, they're available. You know, you can. It's your money. So you should be in charge of where it goes, and also what percentage in return you get on it. Now, things will go up and things will go down, but I know, as an old man of 60, that the money that I put into pensions when I was in my late 20s have gone up significantly over that time. I'm not planning on retiring any day soon, Alan. Maybe you guys are. I don't think you are. I'm not looking at you. But you know what? You never know what's around the corner in this life.
No,
so
you don't.
want
Gabby,
to have
have you got
something
pensions?
there.
I have.
You have got pensions?
Yeah, I've got a pension.
Football pensions or personal pensions?
Football one.
Have you? Yeah, football one. There you go.
And again, guys, looking at the three of us, despite the fact that we've got a lack of hair, we have been fortunate in our lives to earn a few quid here and there. Now, there may be other people listening that are going, you know, I just can't afford it.
Yeah.
But can I say to you, at certain points in my life, I've not always been on an actor's salary in EastEnders. You know, I was a labourer, I cleaned toilets, I worked in a pizzeria. And even then, I managed to always be worried about what was going to happen next. Yeah. So I always invested small amounts that have, over the years, gone on to be, I wouldn't say significant, but they're there if I need it.
But as well,
idea. Like, I'm not like that, but I get what Ross is saying.
Well, I understand it as well, because sometimes, like you say, you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what health issues are around the corner. So you have to save for the rainy days, don't you? You want to be in your 70s and be like, all right, I've worked hard all my life. I've got the pension. I can enjoy life now. I can go on the holidays. I can go traveling and enjoy, rather than not do a pension and you're getting to that age and you're like, I'm going to have to carry on working into my 70s.
Well, therein lies the fact. And also, you talk about government, state pensions may not exist in 5 years, let alone in 25 years' time. And even then, will it be enough to provide the lifestyle that you want to live?
Yeah. No, it's not easy. Just away from pensions now, Ross, and I'm thinking about what you said there. England, the World Cup campaign, stuff like that. Football's changed so much. Away from pensions, you're famous for your motivational
You're talking about money.
Well, Gabby was on 90 grand a week when he was playing, so no wonder he's got a few pensions. Don't worry about that.
But I mean, the amount of money,
his problem is tracking them down.
Alan, let me just say this. You know, as a football supporter of the game across the board, I sometimes find it difficult to understand the amount of monies that we're talking about. I mean,
scary, isn't it?
Well, it's just like buying kit for my son. You know, there's 3 kits Chelsea have got this season, I think. I mean, other teams have got more. I mean, you're just going out and spending money on that, and then you see how much people are getting paid a week to kick a ball.
Yeah.
And they are brilliant at it, don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting the injuries that they could face and their careers could be ending. I just think it's extraordinary.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right, motivational speeches, Ross. We would love to do one ahead of England's World Cup. Are you excited for games? How do you give a motivational speech against Andorra?
I'm not really excited for Andorra.
Exactly. I said, Ellen, I was a bit disrespectful, so I apologise. I called them ski lift attendants and waiters and stuff like that. I apologise to that.
Can I just say one thing, and on a personal note? Last year we went to Spain, not far from Andorra, and some Andorrans continually parked out the little apartment that we had. And when I asked them to move the car, they told me very clearly that they had no intention of doing it. So I do hope that we stick it to them, I have to say. They're an arrogant little bunch, I have to say.
With that in Barcelona, is that quite near Andorra? Is that up that way?
It's on the Pyrenees, isn't it? Not far from the Pyrenees?
Yeah, correct.
So that kind of border going towards France, yeah.
Motivational speech. What do you say, right? You're Thomas Tuchel. You're about to play Villa Park, Andorra. What do you say to them, Ross?
I say you go out and you give everything that you've got because you're playing for a potential spot in a World Cup winning side.
Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't you agree with that?
At least finalists, at least semi-finalists. And they have the talent, they have the ability, and you've just got to bring that together and play as a team, don't play as individuals.
Yeah. Do you worry, though, Ross, about, we lost to France in the World Cup, lost to Italy in penalties, lost to Spain comfortably. Do you worry about Thomas Tuchel's got to get these players fired up? And when we get to the World Cup, we can go toe-to-toe with any team, elite teams. Don't be scared.
I think that's an advantage in him. I think he is a winner. I think he's suffered during his career. I know a little bit about it. I mean, he got a severe injury. He ended up working in the pizza place. There you go.
And he's not got a pension.
From that. hence why I'm working on my pension attention. There you go. So frankly, I think he is the right man. At the time, I couldn't think of any better man to take on the job. I think there's a sense of irony that he's German, and a '66 World Cup. I hope that he has that extra bit that we need to get us over that losing mentality in big games, and I think he's got it. I think he's cold. I think he's quite surgical, and I also think that he connects very well with the players. Obviously, proof of the pudding's in the eating, and as we know, our press are notoriously good at eating up English managers.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Ross, so just to get your message over again, you're never too old to start putting money in a pension.
Because you never know what's around the corner.
Okay, that'll
well
do
said,
for
mate. Love it, Ross. Thank you.
Ross
Cheers,
Kemp
guys.
there.
Great talking.
Interesting, but I'm not having you've got a pension, mate. Your pension's your 7 properties.
No, I've got a pension.
Because you were made to put it in.
Yeah, when we were playing, we had a pension. I'm sure I was one of the players where you were allowed it at 35, from what I remember. Yeah. Do you remember it was that time? Yeah, so... You haven't got one, Al?
Me? No, I have, but it's peanuts.
Is it?
Yeah, peanuts.
What's peanuts to you, mate?
That doesn't matter.
This guy.
It's peanuts. This guy.
It's peanuts. What's peanuts to you?
No. I should have put a lot more in, but then again, I didn't. I never earned them.
But I spoke to my sister the other day, and we were talking about it, and she's got a very good pension set up for like 10 years' time, where she can retire at the retirement age. So it's important. Ross is totally right. Important to save, because a lot of people want to be enjoying life, want to be travelling.
Even as old as you are, you get tax relief on money you put in a pension.
Is that right?
Yeah. Even
yeah, good.
50 plus, you still get tax.
What I don't like is when you hear in the news that they're trying to keep changing the make it you're older before you can get it. Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah. It was an agreed.
I'm a pensioner now.
Are you?
Yeah, I get a pension now. State pension.
Have you got a bus pass?
I have.
Really? Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's in my wallet.
Have you really?
Yeah. There's nothing in my wallet apart from that. Yeah, I'm a pensioner. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I feel
shocking. I don't know where the time's gone. I really don't.
So if you're a pensioner, mate, you need to travel more, mate. You need to enjoy life more.
I'm sorry, because I didn't pay in pensions like you. I don't have the money to have holidays like you, Gabby.
This guy.
9:47.
Good morning.
Brazil, Gabby Bonner and Yo Brenner with me. What is this? Look, he's got the cowboy shirt on. Where's your boots? Where is your cowboy
bring them
boots?
with me today. I'm travelling this week. No, I wear them. Of course I wear them. What's wrong with it? Look at that. Look at that. If you're watching on the Connected TV app, that is... that's me out and about.
What else do you dress up as, mate? Is this something that you do in your spare time?
What is going on? You can't walk a bill of that in Walthamstow, can you? Howdy.
That what you're seeing on the screen, if you can see it, is a picture of me in Nashville over the summer. And I was out and about.
Did a bit of line dancing?
Did a bit of line dancing.
You did not.
I did.
Away you go.
Where'd you come from?
You didn't.
Oh, yeah, I got right into it. I was useless at it, but I got into it. Yeah, it's good fun.
You like the Bodyguard then? Because he goes with Whitney and they have a little dance to Willie Nelson.
Sam, you do you, mate. You don't have to do what everyone else.
Listen, I
be
enjoyed
your own
it.
person, mate.
And actually, on Wednesday night, and the reason that the boys are getting on my back today about it is because on Wednesday night I went to a gig in Manchester to see a band called Midland. Cracking band, love it. Great fun.
What? Midland.
Midland. Oh, you'd love it. It's right up your
bank,
street, by the way. It was about 40 years ago, yeah. Brilliant, great band. You'd love them. They're right up your street. It's all about drinking, having fun, and enjoying yourself and dancing.
That'd be Allen Street.
Yeah,
then?
exactly.
Having fun.
Okay.
There you go. I must admit, I did get into it. I took the cowboy boots out for a little.
Did you?
A little run, yeah.
That's amazing. I can't believe you're country and western.
Well, you couldn't see me in that zone.
I drove back from Brockett Hall last night and I had Whispering Bob Harris.
There you go. And actually, the guy who I was
it was country out.
Well, there was a guy on there, Tim Price, who was doing the sort of the support act to the band that I went to see, who was actually going on Whispering Bob's show.
I heard them
last night. Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I thought maybe you fancied Shania Twain or something, but maybe.
Look at the way he's looking at you like, oh, okay.
I'm curious,
really?
yeah.
So I take it we're talking Tottenham, are we?
Yes, talking Tottenham. We've got 3 hours of obviously non-stop.
Why did you just do
action.
3 hours? What is going on? Why do we do 4 and they do 3?
They overwork you, mate. They overwork us, Al.
Yeah. Well, you know, to be honest with you, you're making up for it, aren't you? We got Troy in the studio. We're going to talk about Daniel Levy, talk about Tottenham. Where do they go from here? What is going to happen next? What is this really all about? Because you don't sit there and go 25 years in, well, now we're not happy with the way it's all going, do you? I mean, there's got to be something else behind it. We'll talk a little bit about England tonight. Tomorrow night, they play Andorra at Villa Park. They're going to see Thomas Tuchel today. Faye is going to go and see him about 11:45. So we'll bring you that interview around about 12:30. And we'll also talk a little bit about João Pedro. I don't know if you saw overnight. Did you see the game overnight?
No, I heard Esteban.
Did you see Esteban's goal?
No.
Oh, mate. Unbelievable.
He's the future,
Check that out. Him, João Pedro, Andre Santos, 3 Chelsea players, all in that Brazil squad. Ancelotti off to a
I said to Gabriella, I think Brazil are a big, big threat to everyone in the World Cup.
You didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
They're a young side, they are.
Guy's a joker. No, you'd never said
but
to
you were
me.
thinking about your holiday. You weren't listening to me. I did. I said Brazil have got a big chance.
Is he already got one foot in the flip-flops?
Oh, he's off today.
I'm on the beach.
Gatwick.
I'm on the beach.
Mallorca.
You know the
Can
players
you
on the
believe it?
beach. Last 5 games this season.
He whinges about not getting enough shows, and he has like 10 holidays a year.
This guy.
I've been trying to get him gigs with us on a Sunday, haven't I?
I know, Sam.
I thought you were very good, by the way, on Sunday night when I was driving back.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Excellent work.
I made one mistake because I didn't know Joe Shannon heard what I said, so I repeated myself. And obviously the jokers have got the clip where I repeat myself.
So Sam, what was your favourite TV? Do you remember Bonanza? You're not old enough for that, are you?
Yeah. A Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, Little Joe.
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
What would Crookie be? Hoss? Remember Big Hoss?
Yeah, he'd certainly. Yeah, I think the lifestyle would definitely suit him.
So how was Nashville? Seriously, before we break.
Absolutely terrific, unbelievably good. We actually stayed just outside Nashville because we had the boys with us as well, and we were sort of going in and out from outside the city where there was a nice big hotel, and then into the city. And we met my brother who you saw on the picture there. He lives in Charlotte.
That was your
North
brother?
Carolina. Yeah.
How come he's taller?
He's not. Trust me.
He's bigger and taller and wider.
He's definitely not taller, but the rest of them, yeah. But he lives in America. He's a good-looking lad, though, and he can pull off the cowboy look. He went to he met us there with his family. We're all there. And we went to all the bars, all that kind of stuff. The kids are a little bit older, so we can go out and sort of do stuff. And there was loads of like food halls. There's loads of great. Every bar you go in,
everywhere.
every bar you go in, there's a live band. Yeah. Every single one, and sometimes two in one place on different floors and stuff like that. And you can just even like when we're leaving, we went off to New York afterwards. When we were leaving in the airport in Nashville, in the departure lounges, there's 3 or 4 bars in there with live music on.
Is that right?
It's unbelievable.
Sounds like a good time, Al. You have to try it out.
Great fun. Yeah. Just great fun.
Brilliant. All right, Sam, don't go away. Little Sam coming up at 10 o'clock. I wish you'd brought your boots. Right, don't miss talkSPORT Breakfast next week, where I'll be bringing my exclusive. Have a great day, Cowboy Sam. Coming next with Crookie. Gabby, have a great holiday, mate.
Thank you, Alan, mate.
What you do?
Thank you, mate.
talkSPORT understands Daniel Levy's departure was driven by majority club owners, the Lewis family, in the hope of greater sporting success. But might the next piece in the puzzle be just a few sizzling sausages away? Sunday I've got a big summer barbecue down at Newsells, and the owner of the stud down there is a massive Tottenham fan, and he's one of the sort of vice presidents, so they'll know a lot more than me.
Will you give me a call? Let me know.
Well, not really. No. You have to listen to Wednesday's show.
Adam's got something on Sunday.
Oh, you're going to get a bit of gossip.
I've got a big summer barbecue, and it's mainly
September.
Yeah, no, but it's mainly it's so busy. It's down at a beautiful stud, 1,200 acres, and a lot of Tottenham representatives.